All right, everybody. This is CBSI presents Tales from the Flipside number 34. Our 5 people waiting. So let me put live in here. So basically, I'm Dino, and boys, let's introduce ourselves.
Hey, P-Dubs here, and I got all my drinking out of the way last night, so don't have to worry about me slipping up.
What up, guys? Brian McClay.
Couldn't resist that bottle of Jim Beam. I bought it for the podcast, but couldn't stay away. Sorry, Brian.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I'm hoping for New Paul's problems.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a good
I
one.
can't wait for this one.
I'm out here melting in Phoenix, man, hoping for a Caps Golden Knights final.
Me
I
too,
told
buddy.
him you're pulling a Ron Burgundy going, it's so hot in here.
Oh, man.
Milk was a
Dying.
bad choice.
What's the temperature, Brian? What's the temperature? 100?
Oh, yeah. It's probably 101 right now.
Fuck that.
It's, when it's hot when it's hitting 100 at nighttime.
Dude, I was in Tucson a couple like 10 years ago, bro, and it was brutal. I was walking around University of Arizona during like July. It was terrible.
Yeah. I had a guy come out from Puerto Rico to my job last week, and he goes, "Oh, it's not that bad out." And I go, "Dude, just wait till it hits 120. I don't care how much humidity you think you can go through. 120 is totally different level."
That's a dry heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like opening up a fucking oven, bro.
Yep.
This is Scotty Too Hottie coming in from Philly. We actually had a day of spring today instead of straight rain.
Damn
we
you.
got rain. Yeah, we got rain.
We've had rain for like 2 weeks. It's crazy.
This is Brian with Simpleman's Comics, coming from Maryland, and I need the Caps to pull out a freaking win tonight.
Let's go, Ovi.
Yep.
But as long as they beat the Penguins, I guess we get a pass.
You do get a pass. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the Knicks beating the Bulls or some shit.
Yeah.
The Yankees lost.
Yeah. So, a night of controversies, I guess, on the old podcast.
We got them all here.
We
Have you guys seen this Gatekeeper Jawbreakers controversy?
So this is a new one to me. I didn't know about this. So
Holy
I'm looking
crap.
forward
This
to
has been going on for a few weeks now.
do you
Pretty
know how it
crazy.
all started? Technically, do you know
Do
the whole
I know?
backstory? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, basically what it is this guy Richard Myers has a YouTube channel called Diversity in Comics,
Okay.
and he basically what he does is he gets a lot of comics and he reads them and critiques them, and basically shows on video him reading them and all that. And he's very anti-social justice warrior, very anti-PC and the forced diversity and all that shit that Marvel's been doing.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been very vocal and very basically anti all that shit.
Yeah.
And obviously now he's deemed a racist and
Mhm.
this and that, whatever ist you want to call him.
Yeah.
So this guy decides that he wants to write a comic. So he does an Indiegogo thing, which is basically like a GoFundMe. And when it got over 200K, which is pretty crazy for a comic book.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure most Kickstarters don't get more than like
30 grand, maybe
Yeah.
20 grand.
And his goal originally was $5,000. Like he wanted $5,000 so he could get this thing published. At the current moment right now, he's at 313K. So basically what happened is it got to a certain point of the Indiegogo fund. Antarctic decided to pick it up. And they said, you know what, we're gonna publish this. They did a Twitter and all that, press release and this and that. And then once people started hearing who the publisher was, all hell started breaking loose.
Okay.
So basically a lot of stores, especially the SJW stores, apparently there's a Facebook chat going around where they, talk, about the industry and comic pros and all this other shit.
Mhm.
And they basically colluded to get Antarctic Press to pull the book off of production. Like they're not even going to print it anymore.
Is he still on the Indiegogo?
What's that? Yeah, he's still on the Indiegogo, and I think he's going to end up publishing it himself. He's decided. I think he's going to make his own publishing company.
What's
So,
the Indiegogo? Title or whatever.
It's called the comic book's called Jawbreaker's Lost Soul.
So is this guy? You said this is the guy that runs Diversity in Comics YouTube.
Yeah, he's the guy that does the videos.
So I'm new to this Diversity in Comics YouTube site. Is it like anti-social justice warrior, or like are they? Is it a?
Yes.
I would definitely say he's anti-social justice. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of weird. Wouldn't you think that a Diversity in Comics YouTube would be for it? Almost sounds like a white knight.
I think he's trying to say that, diversity in I think he's trying to allude to the problems with diversity in comics instead of, he's definitely not for it. Because like I said, I mean, I haven't watched too many of his videos before this. I didn't even really know about him until I started, I saw a couple of YouTube videos about this whole thing. And
Yeah,
I mean,
what started it all off? I mean, what set him off? Do we know?
what do you mean? What set what off?
What made him decide to kind of just go in, full bore on creating the comic?
I think it's something he wanted to do his whole life. Like he's been a comic critic, I guess you could say, and he probably reads more comics than anybody else out there, really. I mean, I think he reads almost everything that comes out.
Wait, nobody reads more comics than I do. Nobody, believe me.
You don't read any comics, Dino.
Bleed that. Bleed that.
Dino reads eBay descriptions.
Pretty much.
It's at $313,142.
It's stupid. When I saw this last week, it was at 215,000 last week. So he picked up another 100,000 over the week because of this.
Wow.
So basically, what happened is it's crazy. These stores in this Facebook chat, and there's screenshots of this, talking about how they're saying, you know what, I'm not going to carry this book, and if a customer wants me to order it, I'm not going to order it. And then they're like, who else is going to stand with us? So it's basically like, this guy's a racist, this guy's this guy's that, but they can't ever they can't really give you an example of anything racist he's ever said. Anything, it's all the same shit. Just because you don't agree with his viewpoints means that he's this and he's that.
Wow.
But that's besides the point. The problem is that they're basically, not only did they, collude with each other to say, you know what, we're not gonna sell this book. They also pressured the other stores in the chat to follow suit. And then they put pressure on Antarctic. They basically told Antarctic Press that if you don't pull this book, we're not going to buy any of your books.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy. I mean, you got to think about that. I mean, it's like, I don't know, when you press a publisher, and it's like, and all the stores got to say is like, hey, we're not going to carry any of your books if you don't back off on this. It was just kind of crazy. It's like, come on, man. I mean, it's like,
it's fucked up. And you want to know what the craziest thing is nobody's read this comic. Nobody has any clue what is in this comic. It could have nothing to do with politics and all this shit at all. It could just be like, Walking Dead or Invincible. You don't know what it is.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
And it's just like, they're just literally, they don't like this guy. So they are putting all their power to basically blackball it.
Yeah.
And then the craziest part to me is then Mark Waid got involved.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great.
So Mark Waid does this tweet where he basically says, I called Antarctic Press and left a message for them and told them that they need to get in contact with me and let me know what's going on with this situation, because this is unacceptable.
He's had history with Mark Waid too. They've gotten in a bunch of Twitter.
Oh yeah,
gotten into him, Dan Slott, a bunch of them. Like they go after.
So he basically, basically Waid goes fucking berserk and basically calls out Antarctic. Basically, it says, you got to do something about this, or else I'm going to pull the full force of. I don't know if he said Marvel, but I think he insinuated Marvel, and the fact that like I'm a comic pro and I know so many people, and I will get you like.
Yeah, start a campaign against Antarctic Press. Yeah.
So Antarctic has to come back and and they basically write this this statement where they're like, you know, we don't want to do this, but we kind of have to. It kind of sucks when the line between art and artist gets blurred, and this is what happened, blah blah blah. And it's ridiculous.
Why can't we just get back to comics and not always have the opinions on everything and do some kind of crazy, you know, like everybody's got to have a campaign for everything and like an anti-campaign, and it's just like, just make some comics, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, but the big thing is like
the collusion from all the fucking top people in the world.
And the worst part is like Wade and Marvel might get sued.
Yeah,
I hope they do.
Because there's a law, I think, because Antarctic and this dude were in a legal agreement. Mark Wade got involved to break up that agreement.
Correct. And that's illegal.
Mark Wade is an employee of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's an employee of Marvel, that's a third party getting involved to break up a deal that was already in place.
Yep.
So
and you could I mean, it could be almost antitrust this because Marvel has such a hold on the thing. It looks like they're trying to monopolize, you know.
Well, I'm pretty sure Mark Wade's Twitter has been shut down. I think Marvel told him to shut the fuck up.
Yep.
But it's just crazy to see that that they can push this kind of weight. And
well, I mean, when you have millions and billions and billions of dollars, I mean, you know.
No, I mean, I'm talking about the stores that started it. Like, I mean, that's scary. I mean, that's censorship right there. Like, just because you don't like somebody, you're going to say that his work can't be published. Like,
and I bet if they didn't say anything, it would just went away and wouldn't have been. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it would have just went away.
Here's the thing. Like, you're in business.
Yeah.
You're in business to sell comic books.
Yep.
If that comic book's going to sell, you should fucking have it.
Yep.
And I don't understand how you could see a book that has $313,000 in backing already.
Mm-hmm.
How you?
Has anybody come out like for him and stood up? Any comic pros?
I think Ethan Van Scriber did.
Good for him.
Yeah, Ethan came out for him. I don't know. I mean, maybe some other guys, but I mean, it's crazy, man. Just how much these SJWs, how much they have control over this comic industry.
Then what's annoying is they become freaking hypocrites because the same thing that they're saying they're fighting against, which is fascism, is they're being fascist.
Yep.
I mean, what is
not only that, they're free speech is only free speech if I want to hear what you have to say.
What is fascism? It's forcible suppression of opposition and control of industry and commerce. To me, that sounds like fascism.
Oh yeah.
So Scott, did you back it on Indiegogo?
Yes, I did.
What perk did you get?
I just did the $25 one. I'm in, like, but that's the craziest thing, and they don't realize, like, this dude's way better off now that Antarctic dropped them.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna publish it himself.
It's gonna be like McFarlane almost, dude.
He's this if this book is half decent, it's gonna get optioned.
Yep.
There's because I mean this hasn't been picked up by the mainstream media, but I think the conservative media is gonna go crazy when they hear about this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean this basically all came out last week, so I don't think any news networks have picked it up, but it's getting around. There's a lot of.
I'll tell you one who's actual comic fan is Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll once it gets to his desk, he'll.
Has it been reported by like our other crappy, comic book news sites? Like,
no, I mean, there's been articles and there's been YouTube videos. I mean, it's known in the comic world, but not outside of it.
Ah, okay.
And like I said, I think once it gets outside, it's going to be crazy. Because I mean, you just can't do that. You can't force people to not be able to publish their work, like
especially if they don't even know what the book's really about, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of ignorant.
No, I mean, if you go in there and it's completely racist and all this other shit, okay, yeah.
Yeah, then there's an issue.
Then it's time to go. But like, you don't even know. I mean, I think it's a superhero book.
Yeah, it is.
Well, for the longest time, art was all about, not being suppressed in any way, no matter what it is. And once they start doing that, it's just kind of against all rules, no matter what it is, right? I mean,
well, yeah, I mean, the problem is feelings trump everything now.
Yeah.
You can't do anything that's going to hurt anybody's feelings. Like, I knew something was up when my niece, she's just graduating high school now, when she was younger, and they said that teachers are no longer allowed to use red pens to grade tests
Why is that?
because the red is too aggressive of a color and it might upset them.
So what did they use?
Any color but red, I think.
Pink?
Right? Like,
Okay. Jeez.
ugh. Then it's no wonder why these people are so soft. They can't handle anybody. They can't handle a disagreement. They can't handle somebody who thinks differently than them.
Well, I had this conversation today because we were talking about other things. I think the public's in online isolationism now. Like,
Yeah.
and let me elaborate on it. So, like, they live in an isolated world unless it's online. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody will talk to anybody. They're just on their phones. There's like no communication skills or life skills getting taught.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm just on my iPad or I'm on my my cell phone, and I only talk to people via online. So, I don't know. That's my opinion.
So anyway, I mean, I hope. This guy's obviously going to publish it himself. So I mean, it's great. He's going to control everything. He's going to start his own publishing company, and he did the complete opposite. Like, this book probably could have came out and been garbage, and nobody would even thought about it.
Yep.
And I don't even know that this guy, like I said, his original goal for this Indiegogo was $5K.
Yeah.
So I don't even think he thought.
His big goal right now was 150 grand that he got, and he said they're gonna do an appearance or something at some kind of.
Yeah, they make a Comic-Con appearance.
Yeah.
Well, how cool is it that he's already gotten Van Sciver to start doing covers and art for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, it says
You're gonna print
60
now.
Yeah, 60,000 stretch goal unlocked, exclusive cover by Ethan Van Sciver.
Wow.
And then
That's for the $50,000 people or the $50 people only, I think, right? Did they say $50?
yeah, signed copy of the comic mailed to you in original. No,
No, it
doesn't say anything about that. I guess if he met that goal, then Ethan Van Sciver would do a cover.
Wow.
Which is pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
And,
So,
the art that he has up there almost looks like it's
kind of reminds me a little bit of like Invincible.
yeah, that's cool.
He's got close to 75,000 YouTube subscribers, so it's not like he's been around a while.
And I mean, like, honestly, you should. Oh, here it is. Mark Wade's. I have a call into Antarctic Press. Until I hear back, I'm hesitantly willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that they really don't understand who or what they're getting into business with. Which, though it would seem a stretch, is a possibility. If I do hear back, I'll report in.
Says who? Like who makes
who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, who does he think he is? Like the
fucking
owner of the
comic
comic
police
book
over
mall?
here.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh God! And it goes on like it's crazy.
Yeah, it looks like those extra perks were just posters.
Ah, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, different posters. Which, hell, if it's enough controversy behind it, those could be worth something. Who knows?
It's crazy. Like, it just, all these boycotts and everything, they don't work.
They
No,
give
the
more
thing is,
publicity.
I get, okay, boycott it and don't buy it, but don't not let the book get made.
Like, honestly, if nobody did anything, this book could have died on its own.
Is,
I would have never heard about it.
Is he monetized? Do you think YouTube would demonetize him?
I don't think he's monetized anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been cracking down on anybody who
Cyanide and Happiness has got cracked down on some of their videos.
It's crazy.
So what do you have to do to get demonetized? Just do whatever the public doesn't want. What's not.
I guess if you get enough people reporting your video, they'll just take it off.
And they're trying to move to like a PG atmosphere, I guess. So if it's like really like crazy, they'll demonetize you and stuff.
They took down most of the gun videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing with pot videos.
Yeah.
Which is funny. I thought the liberals liked pot.
So yeah, I mean, one thing, right? I haven't heard bad language or stuff in the videos. I haven't watched a lot of his videos. I watched it once when there's a big Twitter war between Ethan Van Sciver and Mark Wade and Dan Slott, and he had some videos on there about it. So I didn't know it's bad language, but I know one thing: if you have like bad language or adult content, you have to mark it in your video, and then you can't monetize those videos.
Wow.
Because when they were going through that big Admageddon with YouTube,
Mhm.
it was you get a little yellow icon next to your video saying not so much you've been demonetized, but your video is not suitable for all advertisers. So you might get some ads, but you're not getting all the ads that you would normally get because some companies feel like they wrote to YouTube and they said, hey, we don't want our product being placed in front of videos that have this type of content.
And I mean, I think that's perfectly reasonable from a company standpoint
Right.
to say that. But I think when you delete the content and not make it accessible at all to people, I think that's where the problem comes in.
Well, and the problem too is like demonetization. Like the rules aren't clear, you know, and the guidelines are just arbitrarily applied. You know,
I mean, the bottom line is you click accept and without reading their whole rules of engagement. So
well, and then the problem too is like, so I heard this on Rogan. So a lot of people, like the big YouTube people, go out to like this show. It's kind of like how Diamond sets up and they listen to the vendors and stuff. So they take like their top YouTube people who are like millionaires and billionaires, right? And they say like, what do you want us to work on and stuff like that? And it's just like a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It's like that, like some real people ask about demonetization. They don't talk about it. It's kind of like Marvel and their crappy paper. They just kind of don't talk about it. And it's like, well, it's nothing we can do. And it is what it is. So. But no, I'd say we'll have to do updates on the gatekeeper jailbreak.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'm gonna stay in tuned with it.
Okay.
I can't wait till it gets published. I'm gonna read the damn thing now. It's probably gonna be crap, but I mean, whatever.
The next controversy on the old outline is our boys at PGX.
They just can't get it right.
Okay, I'm gonna go on record saying I don't know if this is verified 100% or unverified, but rumor has it is that PGX has fired all their employees.
I don't think they had very many employees.
Whatever that means, yes, whatever that means. Again, I don't know what that means, and you know.
So to paint a picture in your head of what supposedly they're saying it's like is, it seems like, well, at least the guy that came out was saying that everybody works at the owner's house.
Wait. I guess the guy who came out is on where he came out as says he's a former employee of PGX. I don't know if that's verified or I don't know.
He said he was the head grader.
Was he? Okay, I don't.
Or the head restoration guy. Like he was the only one there that could detect restoration.
Now I don't know if that's verified or we can anybody on this podcast verify that?
I don't think you can.
I don't think
verify
it's been
yet.
questioned.
Well, the thing is that the owner, quote unquote, owner of PGX came out and released a statement, and it was really, really tiptoe over it. Like he didn't bring up anything. He acted like nothing happened other than they got rid of one employee. But the guy that came out blowing the whistle said that they fired like the majority of the staff, if not all of them. So
yeah. And then they were saying too, on top of that, is that it was the shop was set up very, I guess, whatever his house or shop or whatever, his place of business, I guess is a better word, was very shady when it came to like they weren't getting the right resources.
They didn't have computers.
Yeah, they didn't have computers. They had to look up stuff. They had to look up stuff on their cell phones. It's like
no internet.
The guy, when the whistleblower guy came out, I saw a conversation he was having with somebody, and he made it sound like you literally are working at the owner's house, and there's books just strewn everywhere, depending on which part of the grading process you're in, and cats. The dudes had cats in his house that were literally pissing on supplies. Kids were running around the house. Books were getting destroyed.
This is the PGX headquarters, supposedly.
Yeah. The headquarters being the owner's house.
I feel bad that we sent our Wonder Woman 98 there, and I'm glad nothing happened to it now, I guess.
Yeah, we got a sweetheart grade on that one.
A lot of people have reported, this is going to sound crazy, but from what it sounds like, a lot of people reported that they got their comics back smelling like cat piss. Does that sound familiar?
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that just blew me away. So I don't know how true it is, like you said, Dino, but
yeah.
It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, I just wanted to abbreviate that whole thing. Like, we're not trying to report anything or have somebody sue us that we're spreading some shit with just unverified, documented sources. So
nobody listens.
Nobody listens to us anyway. So I mean, it's not like I'm gonna get sued anyways.
We don't move any needles.
We got lawyers on retainer. Okay.
Yeah, you date a lawyer, don't you?
Yeah, we're fine.
Well,
Hold on.
here's the thing though. Like, if this does come out to be real, and maybe more graders come out, because that's the key, right? You got to have more graders start coming out, and if that does happen, what happens when more graders from other companies start coming out and talking? If they do, you know, we were talking in the chat earlier, like, nah, nobody sees that happening. But if it does, that could be a big domino, like just one after the other. Just people just airing out dirty laundry.
Yeah, I don't know that any. I don't think the other two, CGC or CBCS, are run out of a fucking garage with cat piss in it.
Yeah.
So I think they at least like do some. They have some sort of business model.
It sounds like the sale to Beckett with CBCS is actually coming. Like, there's some good things coming out of it. I was talking to a buddy here in Arizona the other weekend, and he was saying how they're actually moving headquarters to Texas. Did you guys hear that?
No.
Yeah, they're actually moving headquarters to Texas, and they've been told to start sending, you know, copies out that way. Yep. Dog found a bird.
Nice.
So
pet coyote.
yeah, exactly. But yes, they're going to start sending copies out to the new headquarters in Texas. So that could help with turnaround times, being in the middle part of the country.
I still don't trust them. I don't trust people that can't be honest. Like,
well,
they've had too many chances in my book.
Yeah, I kind of brought that up. I was talking to him about the issue with my DuckTales book, and he actually told me, he's like, dude, there's way something wrong about that. You need to call them and you know, let them know that. And he's never heard of anything like that, and he actually is like works for the company, so I don't know. But he did say that they're back on track for scheduled times, 30 days for Fast Pass or something like that. I don't know if anybody's gotten anything back recently from them, but
Nope.
yeah.
I did a month ago from my September drop off.
Yeah. I did the same thing. Took 6 months. So we'll see.
Fool don't get fooled again.
Yeah, I mean, my issue just again is I just don't see a reason to grade through them.
Well, you lose market value too.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to say it because a lot of people had I won't jump, but a lot of people had CBCS books at Motor City Comic Con. I'm like, dude, and they're trying to list them at like CGC prices. I'm like, man, you need to lock some money off that, man.
Yeah. Like, I'm if I'm buying a book that I want, I'm if it's a CBCS, I'm paying 20% less.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't know if I said it in any of the other our previous shows, but for my turtle books, I don't care. I'd take a green label for a signed book versus sending it to CBCS for their signature verification thing.
I thought you were going to talk about your Loesch again.
I was looking at those earlier.
Well, I mean, Paul, those are books you'll never sell, right?
Yeah.
The turtles are right, exactly. So I don't care what color.
So yeah, are you just slapping them to preserve them?
Yeah, I mean, and then to see what grade.
Yeah,
they
there's
are.
this company called PGX, man. It's pretty cheap, man. They have quick service,
and you can like you use them as the self-defense weapons if somebody like
the cat piss kills the mold. Or whatever. It acts as they don't use the microchamber paper. The cat piss acts as it.
The liquid preservative.
Yes.
All natural.
Now that I hear that it's run out of garage, I'm so glad I never really got. I sent them 2 books and that's it, and it was fast. I mean, it only took 2 weeks, and they gave me at least a grade and a half higher than I thought it should have been.
One of the things that kind of cracked me up is somebody asked the whistleblower kid like what they did about how they verified their signatures, and the guy said, we just go online and look at other signatures from that person, and then he goes, but we couldn't do it because they didn't have internet. They didn't have internet.
Isn't that what they do on Pawn Stars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they hire the guy that's been accused of forgeries and shit.
Oh man, that's sad. I don't know how you
Leonardo DiCaprio.
So this doesn't look good for PGX.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean, as an honest question, who are the people using their service at this point? You think it's just people that just want to slab their books for preservation?
probably.
I mean, 'cause
Or they have a big book and don't want to spend the big money at CGC.
because you know what though, I see like the weekly books getting put up there, 9/8, and I'm like, who the fuck is grading Batman issue number 47?
Hey,
With
don't hate on my stuff, man. No, I don't know, man. I really don't.
I had a couple guys, local guys here about a year ago. One guy that kind of got ostracized from the local community. His way back into was to go join with PGX and become like their local grader here that you could go drop off books. And he started just going crazy and like local Facebook groups. Oh, PGX is great. They're changing how they're doing things. Come drop off books. And he just started getting all his books graded by PGX, and I think it just made it worse. It was pretty sad.
I do think they had the best looking
Best looking label.
That was a remix.
That was a remix.
Yeah. He said best looking label.
I wasn't sure if that was lag on my end or
It was lag on his end.
Remix.
Yeah. So no, they do. I honestly think they do. I mean, it's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, that new CGC case is just so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
They
really.
really know. I want all my slabs to look like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
are we ready to go on to controversy number
Controversy
7?
number 3.
Yeah, number 3 now.
I mean, that's just in the last week.
I know this one's terrible too because we have active military members in the or not active, but
Present.
we have present. So here we go, boys. So the old brain trust guys.
And Brain Trust, that's the Facebook group, right?
I believe so. I don't know.
Who knows about these guys? Anybody?
I think a lot of people up front started, seeing how they were doing things, and somebody, as soon as it came out where they were telling people that bought into the print run of their variants, if you sell below this amount, they're going to kick you out of the group and you'll never get to sell those books again. So they're basically
correct.
Their whole thing was just to
manipulate.
Yeah, manipulate the market to fabricate. I guess it's the perfect pump and dump. In all honesty, if anybody's got the perfect pump and dump, that's one of them. There's a hot variant. You copy the variant by have some artist copy the variant and then you say that there's only a certain amount, and then you force everybody who bought in at that variant to sell at a certain price or higher. That way, the market doesn't fall out, and you got the people who buy them are left holding the bag when something like this happens, because those books are going to they're going to fall so fast, it's going to be unreal. So, yeah.
No, I mean, I guess we get accused of that, but yeah, like you said, it's the perfect plan. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, but so basically, what happened was one of the posts they posted on their Facebook group. 2 of their alleged guys took a flight to a Comic-Con, and basically, they said one dude said he was a serviceman. Now he's retired. He like forged a wounded warrior kind of, which is terrible because the Wounded Warrior is a great organization too that helps out disabled vets and stuff. Some kind of thing that tells him, oh, he should get free luggage because he's being an active military person, you can get free luggage. You don't have to pay for any luggage. So he said he had like 100 pounds of books he got for free. So I mean, it was like $300 worth of luggage fees he got for free. So that was a
well. Here it is right here. This guy actually posted on one of his groups or Facebook groups, bragging about how he did it. I'll read it real quick if you guys want to hear it.
Good up, dude.
All right. So he goes, so I'm former military, enlisted 91, commissioned as an officer in 97, but finished my time in 2006 as a Russian Bulgarian counter intel translator in Kansas City area reserve unit. That almost sounds fishy right off the bat. Which means I wasn't used much for my training and ability. However, active military get their baggage from most airlines checked for free. So I wore a Wounded Warrior cap, a Dallas Cowboys military appreciation pullover, and made up a hilarious form that the airline accepted. Oh, and his friend, I won't say his friend's name, just finished his first flight ever when we landed in San Fernando. Read carefully. By the way, we had 2 100-pound packages of comics and 2 checked suitcases, plus a stuffed dolly. Saved us an easy 300. And he actually posts the made-up letter that says, you know, he's military and, you know, to get the free tickets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of the people that he put on there as references, he put like Jim Lee or Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. And he's sitting there laughing about it. I don't know how anybody could think that this wasn't going to piss somebody off. That's sad.
Yeah.
So they did a rebuttal, and he said that they were drunk or whatever, and they just made they made it out of being funny. Yeah, kidding. And then they said that they actually paid for all their stuff and shipped it UPS or FedEx all their books. So I don't know. Just
bullshit.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Now, were these books variants at like part of the group variants?
Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know if it's books they bought there or who knows, dude.
Well, I think if there's anybody that ever had a real bullseye on him, it's that guy. That guy's gonna. I don't think that guy's gonna be showing up at many cons.
No, not after that. I mean, you just can't do that.
Yeah, there's certain things you never fuck with, and that's, you know, stolen valor, and then, you know, that's one of the highest ones. Stolen valor is probably the most ridiculous of social crimes that you could commit.
Brian, what's being a vet yourself? What do you think about that? Did we lose him?
We lost him at the remix.
Oh.
No.
He's still on there though, but I guess maybe he's not. Oh well.
We'll type.
Maybe we can get his opinion later. Yeah, it's crazy. I just I don't get it. I don't get it. Like why? Like you said. Why would you think that that's a good idea? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's like those guys like fight for your rights to do the comic book thing and stuff like that, and like, you know, freedom and all that stuff, and then you just like you said, who thinks of that as a good idea? That, I mean, that's just, it kills me. It's like the guys who like buy like and probably Wood knows about this, like guys who buy like fake army uniforms so they get discounts and shit, and then when a real veteran calls them out on it, they don't know jack shit about the military.
Yeah,
they're fucking terrible, man.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yep.
There he is.
All right. So yeah, that's kind of what I was heading at. To me, if he is a vet like he says he is, that's worse than the normal stolen valor, because that's like stolen valor and you know you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Joke or not,
you should know better.
Yeah, you should know better, and you should have the respect for the people that privilege is for, that get it because they're deployed or they're going on training exercises or they've been in harm's way or coming back from harm's way. That's why that privilege exists for them, if he got it or not. But the fact that you posted about it and then it's joking, it's even more frustrating. So, I mean, hopefully he learns from it. But I also feel like if backlash didn't come back on him, you wouldn't have seen that second post going, "Oh, it was a joke and we were drinking."
Yeah. You know the messed up thing is I've seen people whose families actually try to take advantage of their son or daughter, like who are in the military, and just tell them, "Oh, just use your military stuff to get anything for free." You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah.
That's the way this country works now.
Yeah.
What can I get for free?
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't deserve it. I don't misconstrue my stuff, but it's like, you know.
Or what's worse is the people that are like, why do they get that for free?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man, yeah. Have you seen some of those videos where the person in line behind them is pissed off because they ask for their discount, or ask if Burger King or whatever offers a military discount?
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit.
Or what's worse is when they ask people to stay on the plane because there's a fallen soldier that they want to remove the casket, and people are bitching because they're
Yeah.
having to wait on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty much.
one of the things that came out when this came out is people started talking about just how fucked up that whole group is to begin with, and we all knew kind of the whole idea behind it. I think a couple quote unquote whistleblowers came out and told how the group works and how they fabricate their prices, and they can't sell below a certain price. But then once this thing came out, this guy that did this is the actual owner of the group, I believe, right? He's the actual guy who
Yeah, I think
started
so.
Brain Trust. Yeah. So a bunch of people actually started coming out saying that there's been a lot of stuff going on in that group lately where the guy's been ripping people off, taking money for books and never sending books out. And I think at the same time that they're doing the variants, the store variants, they're also like a spec community too. And I think there might be something coming out about fabricating other spec, or not sending people spec books or something like that. So it's also just ripping people off even in the community, not just this military stolen valor thing. It's destroying from within. So hopefully those books will not be sold in a lot of the other communities. I know that's kind of like a weird thing. Some people are on the side of no, people should be able to sell what they have, and other people are like, no, don't even try selling those books on this community anymore. We're banning anything Brain Trust. And I see kind of both points of that, but the fact of the matter is still that this is the guy who created that group, and there's some kind of things that's got to be stand pat on to make it worth it. And maybe everybody needs to quit just trash those books to begin with. Make it actually worth some anger. We'll see though.
You know what you do? You sell all the books and donate it to the Wounded Warriors.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. That's perfect.
I mean, you could come right out of this looking like a fucking hero.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea, Scott. Maybe somebody should put up, that idea on one of those groups, saying that are so pissed off about this. Like, hey, all right, everybody take those Brain Trust books, go throw them up on eBay, and show yourselves taking that money and sending it to Wounded Warrior or some veterans thing. That would be.
That's what Bulletproof did. They had something they got print run, or to verify their print run. They drilled small holes through all the comics and then gave them to donate them to
the military veterans.
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they had misprints, so they had the print run redone.
Right.
So instead of just
tossing them, instead of tossing them, they just gave them to active military members and bases.
And they videotaped themselves drilling the holes and stuff, so it wasn't just oh yeah, we did that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this day and age, everybody's got a fucking video camera on them, so do it. Just stay in front of it. Like, as a company, you got to stay in front of everything, because if you give anybody a chance to say, "Oh, this happened" or "that happened,"
Wounded Warriors got some shade on them too, though.
Yeah,
they might have gotten better, but a few years ago, some executives got in trouble for not putting that money where they were supposed to be.
I'm sure.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, man. I mean, anybody in power is fucking over people.
And I had season club level season tickets to the Redskins, and they had back-to-back Sunday night, Monday night games. I couldn't go to one. So a month and a half before the game, I was trying to get hold of a Wounded Warrior to donate to the charity. Mm-hmm. And they had one rep for all of DC, Virginia, Maryland metro area. And I couldn't get hold of them. They wouldn't get back to me. I'm like, hey, I got 2 club level tickets. I'm trying to give them to someone that could use it. I'd like to give it to a Wounded Warrior veterans, and they never even got back to me.
Wow.
Well, it really goes to show you that integrity is a dying thing.
Yeah.
The good thing is shortly after that, NFL, a lot of the teams, they started doing like Redskins have like the Redskins salutes. They have like their own USO, and you can donate stuff through that now, and it'll go directly to someone there that's a veteran that has signed up for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think the Lions do that too.
Yeah, I think all of the NFL teams are like partnered with USO, and they have, and it's cool because if you're a veteran or whatever, you can sign up for it for free, and you get on the newsletter, and they'll have like, hey, exclusive OTA access for veterans. They have, exclusive pregame parties for veterans. And I mean, they fill up quick. I mean, you have to RSVP because
instantly, right?
Because
it's
people
kind of
like
a hot variant going on sale. You got to get it right away.
And at least it's like, it's you and one guest. They don't allow you to like bring a bunch of people.
Can't bring your boys.
No.
Yo, my crew's with me.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, there's always a way out when you fuck up. Just
Right.
usually people don't want to fucking take the hit and move on. So we'll see. Hey, if anybody in Brain Trust listening, tell them to donate it to maybe if not Wounded Warrior, then USO.
Yep.
Yeah. Figure a way to pay it back somehow.
Yeah. Hey, because you know what? Karma's a bitch, man.
It is.
She can wait forever to strike, and she doesn't forget.
You talking about my ex? No. Okay. Anyways.
That was karma with an IE. So Dino, you went to a Comic-Con this weekend, right?
I did. I went to Motor City Comic Con and the great city of Novi in Michigan here. I'm gonna change the names for the sake of these stories. So I went with a couple guys. I went with 3 or 4 people. And
who the hell is Uncle Woozy Dog?
Oh, Uncle Woozy Dog, man. Oh, Uncle Woozy. He knows who he is. So basically, we went out. I got a vendor pass on Saturday. I only went Saturday. We only went Saturday.
Where'd you score that from?
Oh, who did I score that, man? I got peoples, man. I'm out here in the streets, man.
Dino's a hustler.
Okay, so no, I bought a Saturday ticket, and one of the guys who's around here we're good friends and stuff. You know him, Scotty. We bought boxes from him.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, hey man, he goes, I can get you a pass maybe. I said, cool, no big deal. I mean, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, no big deal. So he goes, yeah, you could just borrow it, and then if you got to get another ticket, you can just stand in line real quick and then get your ticket. You know what I'm saying? So I bought a ticket, so it's not like I screwed anybody or they didn't make money off me. So I got there like at 8:30, 9 o'clock before the rush came in, and when it started opening at 10:30. So I walked around, I shot the shit with some people that I knew vendor wise. I looked at some books on the wall.
Now, how far is this place from your hometown?
From my hometown, it's like 20 minutes, but okay, 20 minutes is really
basically this is your backyard.
Yeah, my backyard. Yeah. And it's like basically it's like 20 minutes normally, but during Comic-Con it's like 40 or 50 minutes. And we'll get to that story. Yeah, we'll get to that story too. So it's like on this little like road street kind of thing it's a busy highway as it is, and then like you got to make a left going off the highway, and that line goes for like 7 miles down the road. But so I got there like 10:30, or no, I got there at 9. I walked around. Uncle Woozy came up like 10:30, and I'm like, bro, you need to get there real early because the line's gonna be ridiculous. It was like he said it was almost like a 2-hour wait to get in the door. Yeah, dude, it's terrible.
Dude, it just reminds me of Baltimore.
Oh, it's terrible. And I mean, it's that bad. At least they space it out better this year, because Saturday usually it's like shoulder to shoulder in the aisleways. This one had like a lot of room, so either with less people or just spaced out properly. I guess how are we gonna rock down the thing? I walked around. I saw wall books. I didn't see anything like, oh my god, I need to have this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I saw like an Eternals for like $50 to $100. I picked up
what was the book that was on everyone's wall?
Because
there's usually one.
There wasn't really one. I mean, I saw a couple of Batman Adventures 12s.
Overpriced.
Yeah, one was overpriced, but I mean, I saw
graded.
Ross.
You don't really see them too often at shows.
Yeah,
you really don't.
I saw I saw Iron Man 55 that was like a 9.0. Somebody had it in one of those like Mylars kind of, but not like the plastic hardcover, but the what is the one, Scotty? Not the one that's shit. The one with the open end on it. It's not like
The one with the flaps.
not the one with the flaps. It's like just open
Archives.
Yeah, like one of those. So I go, hey, and I know the guy. He's probably, if everybody knows, it's like one of the biggest guys out here around me, and he's a good dude. And he was there. The owner was there, like at the cons, and I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? He's like, hey, what's going on? I said, hey, what do you got on an Iron Man 55? And he's like, I don't know, like he said something like 900 or $1,000 or something. I'm like, okay, I'll look at it, right, for shits and giggles. I go to look at it, and I show it to who was there? Oh, the enforcer. No. Woozy wasn't there. It was the enforcer. So he rolled around and he's like, hey, look at that, dude. And we looked at the book. It looked like somebody took it out and sliced it. The cover was sliced, dude.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. We were like, man, that was kind of. And
like, where was it sliced?
On the bottom edge. Bottom front
like
cover
spine
edge.
Or
no, not on the spine. On the
going up the book.
Going inward on the cover, but not on the spine on the other side, I guess. Well, you read it.
On the edge.
On the edge, yep.
Wow.
And I go, and the guy, I was like, hey, dude. I was like, look at your book, man. Did you see this? He goes, literally, that just must have happened because that book didn't have that. We're like, we said like, hey, we didn't do it. He goes, yeah. He goes, he's like, he didn't know what to do. He's like, I got this price at 900. He's like, what do I do now? Do I drop to 750? I'm like,
Oh God, what do you do?
He was depressed, dude. I don't know what he did.
What do you do in a situation like that?
I mean, you just had a 9.0 book.
Was it like a razor blade cut? Like it was a fine cut? Wow.
Yep.
Crying your beer after the show. That's what you do.
Did he elaborate? Like, yeah, a lot of people have been looking at it, or
nah. I mean, we knew what happened. Somebody wanted to look at it, and then they just fucked up, man. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. So that was kind of depressing.
Wow.
What else happened? I walked around. I bought some books. I bought a big book for Scotty.
Yeah. Dino cost me a lot of money this weekend.
I did. You want to elaborate? You want to talk to him about it?
It's just a Walking Dead #1.
Nah, no big deal.
Yeah, no big deal.
CGC 9.8.
Ooh.
No big deal.
Now it's a big deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's a price I couldn't pass up.
Well,
so what's the price? You can't do that. You can't leave us hanging.
Okay, so,
$2K.
Yeah.
$2K, not bad.
So I go up to him, and it's one of the guys I know, and I've done business with him before at other places. And he's like, "Hey, what's going on, dude?" I'm saying nothing. I get always in the back. I'm like, "Hey, can I come in the back?" He's like, "Yeah, dude." I know you, dude. I'm like, "Cool." So I get back there, and he has it on the wall, and he had it for like 25, and I'm like,
which is still not a bad price.
Yeah, by any stretch of imagination. I go, "Hey, man, like me. I mean," I go, "You got any wiggle room on it?" He goes, "Yeah, dude." I say, I go, at the end of the day, dude, I go, well, what's your lowest? And he's like sitting there with 2 G's, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. So I immediately call Scott, who doesn't pick up the phone. And I'm like,
yeah, I was reading comics at the time.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay. So I call Sean and I'm like, hey, dude. I was like, what do you think? He goes, for me, I can't really, talk, swing it, but he goes, it doesn't sound that bad, look at GPA and and then let me know, blah 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 blah. So all of a sudden Scotty calls me back and he's like, and we started talking about, I go, hey, this dude, like, it's telling this 9.8 Walking Dead #1 with the black label, let me mature readers black label. So I mean, it's like legit. And I'm like, the guy wants 2 G's, and he's like, I go, let me see if I can get him down any lower. So I go, hey man, I'm not, I go, and I kind of sit there and say, I'm not trying to be a dick. You giving me a good
price. I'm going to be a dick.
But I'm going to be a dick. I go, what about 1750? He goes, and he was really cool about the whole situation. He goes, I understand, dude. He goes, I'm not, I know you, Dino. He's like, I got to sit there, and he goes, that's what I got. That's my lowest, dude. I can't go any lower. I go, not even like $50. I'm just, at that point, I'm just kind of, seeing where he's at. He's like, nope. So I immediately call back Scotty. I'm like, okay, dude, this is what it's at. And what should we do? Should we buy it? Should we buy it? And he's like, nope. He goes, and it's a good price, but it's not like knocking out of the park price. But Scotty ended up buying it for himself. So
You said, and Scott, you're saying, I mean, you say $2,000 for a comic. You know, some people are like, great deal. Some people are like, holy shit, I'd never spend that much. But you said, what were the sales? Like, there hasn't been a sale under $2,000 or at $2,000 in how long?
Since like 2016.
Jeez. So,
that's a
And
deal.
there's been a lot of sales too.
Yeah, the last sale was 3,200. Some kind of outlier. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an outlier. I mean, most sales are generally about 25 to 22.
Yeah. So
in the last 3 years. So I mean, but a lot of them, there's been a lot pushing $3,000 too.
yeah. So I mean, he got a good deal. I mean, I wasn't, you know, I put it in my the other thing too is like, so all I had, I wasn't going to buy slabs or anything. So I have this like thing in a backpack, right? I'm like, he doesn't give me a box. It's in a crappy bag. I'm like, ugh. So I kind of just gently put it in between two store folios, and it worked out perfectly. But
I think that's something that I have not seen done at a con is people offering just supplies like top loaders.
We tried. Nobody bought much.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
We tried
We had top loaders, store folios, bags.
We did sell. I think we sell one store folio. I think
we sold one or two, and then I was pushing bags on everybody who would take them.
Yeah.
There's a company, you guys probably know it when I say it, but there's a company that shows up at all the shows out here, Hot Flips.
Yeah, I know who they are.
And that's all they sell is big top loaders for posters, and then everything
and for art and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, they got to be making a killing, but they're the only ones that I ever see doing it, which is kind of crazy, like you guys are saying. You know,
I think people don't want to carry around supplies at a show. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to carry it. Like if you're at a show, I mean, I remember at Baltimore. I mean, my backpack was fucking 50 pounds by the end of the day.
Yep.
And I was like, I would not be carrying bags and boards and store folios and all that shit.
Well, I'm thinking you buy it to use it right then. I mean, you better, but I don't know. That's my thought process.
That's what usually happens to me. That's the only reason I know who they are, because probably 3 or 4 shows I bought something, and like original art or something, and I'm walking around with this $600 original art piece, with no holder or anything. And
I'll tell you what, I don't understand why these artists and these people that have these booths don't have top loaders there.
Yeah.
Charge $5 more for your piece and throw it in a top loader.
Yep.
Well,
problem solved.
And then
you can make money off of these top loaders.
The other problem is, so a booth costs, and I talked to some people, so a booth was like a little cramped. It's a little smaller than Indy, and it costs $1,300, I think, or $1,400.
How was the traffic in there?
It was good. I mean, we would have made a killing. We might talk about this after the show. We would have made a killing, but a lot of guys had stuff up at like eBay times a crap ton, and wasn't moving on anything. I guess on Sunday they moved some stuff, but
yeah, you gotta be close to, you gotta be under eBay. I think it shows.
And the other problem is like some big books were moving, obviously, but I mean, like, I don't think if I just brought the slabs with me and didn't have any raw books, I think I wouldn't have done well. I mean, I'd have to have like a fodder. I'd have to be come in or something like that. It had, but anyways, and then the more interesting point was, so Scotty noticed that like at like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock when we left the con, I was like silent the whole night, which is kind of not like me. So me and Woozy and JT and the Enforcer, we go to this bar, and it's down the street and it's cool. And I'm drinking Knob Creek and lemonades in like a pint glass for like $3 a pop. And that's like, we're like 7-8 drinks of those in. And then we go to another bar, and the missus comes out, and that's a good time. And then we all start going 0 to 100. Then we go to a third bar, and this is where the best part is. The third bar we get to, there's a dance floor there, right? And it's not crowded, but it's not slow either. My man JT starts busting out some dance moves, like it's fucking You Got Served out there, and the whole place just stops. It's awesome.
I know who JT is.
Yeah. And so he rolls out, and then some girls start hitting up on us. she texts us her address. So you guys should come over. So we're like, fuck it, we ain't got nothing better to do. So we go to this random girl's house, and oh, buddy, it's like it's a nice crib, but it's not her crib, I guess. And it was just weird, and we bounced, but it was terrible. It was terrible. That was for our boy Uncle Woozy. Uncle Woozy trying to get it in, man. It was, you know.
I think the bigger question in all this is how come there's not more time on one of those videos, man? I saw the dancing video, but it was like for 2 seconds. I was hoping to see more.
Oh, who posted that? Woozy?
Somebody posted it on one of the pages.
Oh yeah, buddy. No, well, so what happened was they told him he couldn't like go above his head because he was breakdancing. And it wasn't because he wasn't great at it. It was because he didn't want the mouse like I just don't want some drunk coming in and getting knocked in the face, which I understand. I mean, liability wise, but it was awesome, dude. It was good times. So, and the boys who came out, you know, as usual, they know who they are. They can come out anytime, you know, no big deal. It was a blast. So, I mean, we acted like we were 21 again, which was stupid, but so. But we just said it was just pre-Baltimore prepping, so
right.
I can't wait for Baltimore.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
Yeah, you bitched out on us, man. It's cool.
I know.
It's okay.
Yeah, you bitched out on us.
No, Paul had a crazy week, so I understand, dude. I mean, and you know, Paul,
Paul's a family man.
Yeah, and Paul's a family man, and Paul, you know, and like Paul doesn't see me or like we hang out and stuff like that, so. But
Dino and Paul BFF forever.
Forever, dog. I'm gonna get some friendship bracelets, dude.
I still think it's hilarious that Coy thinks that Dino and I went to high school together.
Are you serious? He does?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
Oh, shoot. No, my wife had like an annual state inspection at her work, so she just had like crazy hours at her job, like 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. almost every day, and the week just caught up to. We didn't do anything on Saturday. We just sat around. It was my mom's birthday on the 18th, so we were gonna go out Saturday, and then ended up going out Sunday instead. And it was just
this is W.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and I don't have any problem with that,
Nice
dude.
lady.
Yeah, she's a nice lady, man. I met her.
She's a nice lady.
I don't know what she does. She makes me some meatloaf.
I don't know what she's doing up there.
I don't know what she's doing. No, and then so we hung out, and I'll leave the identity. Some people got sick and slept on the floor in the bathroom. That's how crazy we got. So, but
Oh.
I did that once.
I'll tell you what, I've done it a couple times. Sometimes that bathroom floor is you need that temperature, like
yeah, the coldness, the tile.
Yeah, dude. One time I was at my buddy's house and I was sleeping in the basement, and I kid you not, the temperature must have been 65 degrees down there.
Oh geez.
And I was obviously gonna vomit any minute. So I start sweat. You know, you get the sweats and it gets all hot and everything. So I'm like, oh my God. So I go upstairs, go in the bathroom, and like I'm sitting on the floor while I'm puking. I'm like, man, this floor feels so good. So I was just like, you know what? Fuck this.
Well, I was passed out, so I didn't hear any of it. And I felt bad because they could have died.
This was conscious, so I decided to like lay on the floor, and I was like, oh yeah, this is good. Because it was the tile was so cold that it just like it just cooled me down. So I grabbed the toilet paper roll and used that as a pillow. And
they laid down bath towels on the floor, so that was a plus.
I was right on the bare tile, man. I needed to transfer my body heat to something.
I wonder how I wonder why the bathroom tile floor was like full of towels, and then I realized. So.
Did I tell that story of how the only time I ever passed out on the bathroom floor? I can't remember. It was at our old apartment, and this is impromptu Paul's problem, but it was for like one of our wedding anniversaries or something. I don't know, but I just got trashed, and I went to the bathroom to throw up, and then fell asleep on the floor, and I just woke up like at 4:30 in the morning, just colder than ever. It just sucked all the body heat out of me. So I went to bed and crawled in next to my wife, and she was just so fucking warm. It was perfect. And the next day, she's like, "Yeah, Paul's great." Until 4:30 in the morning, when this fucking corpse crawled into bed, and I sucked all my heat up.
That's funny.
Corpse.
It was great.
Yeah, so basically the night ended at like 5 a.m. I think, 4 a.m. And then, dude, this random girl texted me at like 5:30 in the morning. It was
The same
terrible.
chick?
Oh yeah, she's like, you left. Okay, hold on. Let me read this text because it's funny as fuck, dude.
Verbiage here.
Oh, let's see. I still have it? Oh yeah, I do. We thought she was married, man. She goes, pretty sure I've been engaged twice, never married, no kids, and my brother and I live together. Definitely not married. We're like, I gotta go.
Dude, when you sense crazy, you gotta run.
Oh, dude, it was
Time to
getting
run.
yeah. I'm glad we kind of they told us like park in the driveway. We're like, fuck you, we're not getting blocked in, and we can escape pretty quickly in case you go
And then
down.
you'll slice our throats
Yeah.
and dance in our blood.
You mean at this age we sense crazy gotta run? When you're younger, you fucking battle some crazy and have a good
That's
time.
right. I mean, we were rolling pretty deep. We were like 6 deep. So I mean, if shit would have went down, they would have been in a world of fucking hurt. So, but that was the Motor City Madness. So they do have they do have a Michigan Comic Con in August. So if people miss that one, there's one in August that Adam Hughes is, I guess, coming to. So
And Philip Chung will supposedly be there.
yeah, so, supposedly. I mean, if Phil wants to hang out, I'm definitely want to. I'll hang out with Phil. No big deal.
If there was an award for almost participation, I don't know how many times I've heard him say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to that one. I'm gonna go to that one."
Was there I think Adam was asking in the chat, how was the cosplay?
Actually, for Michigan, the Midwest, it's like there was like no really big cosplay. Honestly, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like regular people just walking around. It's weird.
You had a Fat Harley though, right?
Nope.
Fat Harleys?
Nope. I saw a Spider Gwen that was cool. I don't know, man. It's weird. It's like people just walk around in normal clothes, and it's like, there's not a big cosplay area. It's like Artist Alley is like huge and long, and then basically it's like it's a really not a cosplay event. They had like a lot of signs, like signatures, like you know, a bunch of autographs, and then they had like like the big like setups where they had t-shirt places and like pop places and stuff like that. And then it's like comics.
Were they selling like cosplay accessories and the furry butt plugs and stuff?
I mean, I think
did they have all the battle axes and the shields?
They had the swords and stuff, but I mean,
I don't get that shit.
I mean, it was in like the corner, so I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. But I mean, I went on Saturday, normally the biggest days, and I mean, I don't know. I think we would have done well there, but like you said, the price point, it's kind of risky.
1,300, no way.
I guess I did talk to Dale Roberts there, and he told me, he said he shouldn't. He said Columbus Wizard World was a really good show, and I'm like, ugh, but
I didn't know they were still doing Wizard Worlds.
Yeah,
Wizard World Philly was last week. I didn't even go.
And then I heard and I was talking to Dale about it. I heard Cincinnati was a good one, and I heard Lexington. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but we got to figure it out. So.
If it could come closer to the East Coast, I'd be happy.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, one of our partners would, but
we have a big con coming up this weekend down here in Phoenix. So hopefully going to go meet up with Clint Jocelyn and a couple other guys. Yeah, so really looking forward to it. But
I got some time off, dude. I need to figure this out. I don't know what to do. Maybe I go to a Comic-Con out of state. I don't know.
Man, if any of you guys are ever in AZ, just let me know. I got a open room and a bed for you, and I'll buy a couple dinners. And
I only eat steak and vegetables now. I'm on keto, bro. No.
I don't know what that means, man. I'm like sugar only diet.
Oh, see, it's no sugar, no carbs, no bread, no pasta.
I'm the most unhealthy.
I don't think I could do it.
Oh, it's not bad, dude.
But see, bread and pasta are some of my favorite things. Like
No, don't try. It's so my
I
fucking
could
favorite thing
probably
too.
take Coy in a bread eating contest.
Yeah, and then the funny thing is that we're going to Philly, right? I'm coming to see you, dude. I'm gonna break my diet and eat a fucking cheesesteak though.
Yeah, you are, because I'm going to take you to John's, and you're gonna get the same thing and be
I'm gonna,
happy.
I'm gonna get half and half, I think, dude.
Hey, Scott, is
Well,
that
no,
little...
you.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Paul.
Oh, I was gonna ask if that little Asian mart was still open.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I drive by it every once in a while. I'm like, yep, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, geez.
Paul
So-
became a man right there.
Right.
Oh,
It's
Nick wants me to come to SDCC, dude. Fuck that, dude. I that's too much for me, dude.
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
I mean, my problem is like I don't mind people, but it's like, dude, it was great this year because it's not shoulder to shoulder, but it was.
I can't stand packed crowds.
Yeah,
I get in a raffle every year for SDCC. You know.
my buddy said this. That was his first con. Was it Motor City or was it called something else?
It's Motor City. Michigan Comic Con's in August.
Yeah. So he said that was the first con he's ever gone to, and he's like, "Oh, I was overwhelmed." He was asking me like convention like tips when he's over here looking through my books, and I was like, "I don't know, man. Like, do a quick run around the con." I didn't know how big was the venue.
It's huge. It's like the size
how
of
many comic vendors?
why are you giving me the stats like this?
I mean,
would
you know,
stop it.
if you're going to give us a report on the con, you got to give us a report, man.
I know.
How many tickets?
We don't want to hear about Uncle Woozy Nog and JT and
Yeah, I do. We don't wanna
no,
hear
yeah,
about
we
this
do.
shit. So basically, well, I did talk to one of the vendors, and he said that they take. So what they kind of did was they take like all the people and figure, and then look at all the comic people and see how many comic people are to like regular vendors. And they said it was a 30% reduction this year for comics. I mean, I would say it's probably like 20 vendors, probably 20, 25 vendors, maybe.
So they might have had 30 last year.
Yeah, or something like that. But it was the price point, man. That's what's killing people. And
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like
1,300. That's a lot. I mean, you got to sell a lot of. That's why the indie's so great. I mean, 500 a booth. Like you don't have to sell much. You could sell dollar books and make break even.
Well, I kind of talked about. I mean, I got some good deals. What I bought. I mean, I guess I'll talk about what I bought. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I bought a Avengers 196 First Taskmaster. It's a new stand. I think it might have a legit 9/8 shot, which is tough to find in that book because it's a green back and the green
Bronze
cover.
Age books are tough. Bronze and copper are tough to get 9/8 in.
Yeah. And then I picked up Firestorm #1. So that's the blue book when it looks like he's juggling atoms or something. What else did I pick up? I picked up some Golden Age like gangbusters like crime book. First Cyborg for like $2. Logan's Run #1 for $2. Akira #1 for $5. Like the Jock Batman Superman, Fantastic Four 74, Eternals King Size. I mean, just random stuff. Swamp Thing 67, not House of Secrets. I didn't see that book, Scotty.
What's
That House of Secrets 92. Nobody had that.
That book's tough to find.
I don't know. I saw a lot of Eternals for like $50 to $100. I guess that would be the book everybody had.
2-0 caps.
Nice.
Please continue.
Yes.
Nice.
I think that's it. I mean, it's an okay con. I get depressed. It's like I walk around and I look at wall books and people don't understand. Like for me, us as a company, I can't go buy books for market value unless it's like some kind of super key, like an AF-15 that's gonna go up and it's gonna go up. But
yeah,
I just can't do it. And I'm not. And I will gladly pay people's prices. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be like that guy who's like, oh, if it's not a 9/8 CGC that's under market for like $100. It's like,
what are you trying to say?
Well, I'm just
what are you trying to say, bro?
I'm just trying to say, like, I'll pay a fair price when it comes to it. It's just, I'm not trying to look for like Batman Adventures 12 for $1. It's like,
no. Well, I mean, with The Walking Dead, that's a book I wanted for my PC, so I was willing to pay a little bit more. But I mean, if you're trying to flip that book, you got to be at like 1,500.
Yeah, 1750 tops.
Yeah, I mean, and you're not gonna get mad at the guy because he doesn't want to sell it at that price. It's just the way it is. I mean,
So
One of the things that I noticed lately is it's kind of funny how it just happened that way. Is that GI Joe Snake Eyes covers are starting to kind of get a little hot after they announced the movie.
I saw a bunch of them, dude. I was looking out for them. They had the was it that green cover one you were talking about with
Yellow Flash.
Is it 50? Yeah. They had a couple of them. Guy wanted like $30 for one and 50 for the other, but they were beat, dude. They had like 75 spine ticks on them.
Well, you know, I really think that that's a character that they can either knock it out the park with or just, you know, pull a Green Lantern. You know what I mean? Like that character was the majority of people who were into G.I. Joe. That was their favorite character.
Him or Storm Shadow.
Yeah. And the problem is that like this, I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but the thing about Snake Eyes is he's mute. He doesn't talk.
Mhm.
So it's going to be kind of weird. But the cool thing is that it's getting a little bit more hype in the comic community, and there are a lot. I mean, you know, we talked about just a small part of it. There's a lot of books to spec on with that those GI Joe books, and there's some new ones that are popping up. You know, that even I didn't pay attention to, and that are making some pretty good money out of the new run. So, you know, keep your eyes out for that. And I actually picked up. You know, I'm always looking for those. The Todd McFarlane homage cover, the GI Joe special, summer special #1, and I have 4 of them, but I ended up picking up another one this weekend, and I had to buy it now for like I think I paid $325.
Wow.
For a 9.8, and it's pretty high. I probably should have paid a little less, but if that movie ends up happening and it's good, I could see that being that in the first appearance, those 2 covers being some major books, and you know, you kind of be on the lookout for them.
What movie did they announce again?
Snake Eyes. They're going to do a standalone Snake Eyes movie.
Did they? So I was going to ask you. They did the like only one issue that was no dialogue for GI Joe, or did they?
No, they've done multiple. So in the original, A Real American Hero run from Marvel, they did issue 21, which is the first appearance of Storm Shadow. That was the silent issue, and then every time they rebooted the series or did something, they would every time they did issue 21, they would kind of, as an homage, they would do a silent issue. So when Devil's Due took over in the late 90s, early 2000s, they did an issue 21. It actually had it was one of the ones where they did multiple variants, but they did a J. Scott Campbell variant. They did a connecting cover variant by Mike Zeck with issue 20, and then they did the Michael Turner Renegar variants, which are the super high priced ones from Graham Crackers. But all those were all silent issues. And then I want to say they probably did the same thing on the newest run from, who's doing it now, IDW. Does that sound right?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really cool variants in that IDW run. So
I've had that Renegar variant on my watch list for like 3 years, waiting to try to get a deal on it, and you never really get a deal.
You ain't getting it now.
Yeah, I picked those up until about 6 months ago. That was that, and that special #1 were the 2 books that I constantly were on lookout for, and I just pick them up, buy it now every time I saw them at a cheap price. And yeah, being Michael Turner, and him not being around, I want to say like they did a certain amount of those Renegar variants where they were sent out signed, the foil copies at least. So
I wonder if they could ever get away with like a 5-issue mini or a 5-issue story arc of no dialogue if they did it right.
It'd be tough, but if they did it right, I think it'd be amazing.
They did something not with no dialogue, but they did an issue of Turtles where Leonardo lost his sight, and they did it with just strict black and white shadows. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've read the issue, but it was well done.
I like shit like that because it really shows the chops of whoever's drawing or writing it to do something like that. Yeah,
it was called Blind Sight. I think it was like a 3 or 5 issue mini, but it was pretty good. But I agree. It would be tough. I was just curious I wonder if it could be done and be successful.
Have you guys seen the book Barrier by Brian K. Vaughan?
Yeah, I can't stand it because it's oversized.
Yeah, it's oversized, and I think it opened it. The one issue, like, it basically opens up differently. Like, you open it up like kind of like a calendar and read it.
Is that the one that's got like the horizontal cover?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The whole book is horizontal, pretty much.
That's
Most
cool.
of it is. Some of it, yeah. No, it all is. Wow. Yeah, and
Is
it's
it
oversized. I don't understand why it's oversized.
And it was digital first, right? And then they just
Was it?
printed I think so.
Has anyone
He had
been,
that other one, that other comic book that was digital first.
Like it's literally like a half-inch longer than the board.
Yeah.
Jesus. Has anybody been reading Oblivion Song?
I've read the first one. I haven't had a chance to read 2 and 3 yet. Is it good?
I haven't read past #1 either, but it got my attention. It was actually the first book I sat down and read in a long time.
I actually got a call from my LCS the other day. You know those collector boxes that they had for that?
Mm-hmm.
I ordered one, and his orders got cut. And they called him out of the blue and was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna send you one." So I ended up getting it.
Nice. Yeah, I heard that like there was the price shot up because they were releasing a limited number, and then they weren't sure. We didn't,
Yeah, I think they said they were only going to release 400 at first.
Yeah, it wasn't confirmed if the rest were going to come out or not, or something like that.
So I guess maybe now they're starting to trickle out.
So did you get a good deal on it then, considering what they're going for now, or about market?
It was 200. So I mean, I got what it was. I mean, that was the price that, I was going to pay before.
I was looking at them today. I
don't even know what it's
going for.
What are they going for?
I don't know. I'm trying to look it up now.
Probably going for less than that, but that's all right.
So I got a kind of an issue locally. There's word, and I haven't talked to my LCS owner yet. I haven't had a chance to go in there, but there's word that my LCS owner is actually going to stop selling new books and just go straight back issues. And
that's dumb.
Well, I can understand somewhat of his reasoning behind it if he is doing it. I'm not exactly sure if it is there yet, if it's happening yet, but I guess my thing is two things, and that's kind of why I'm bringing it up. Is first of all, I think I'm probably going to end up having to go to buying online only. And back in the when DCB services just started, I used to get all my books from them, and it was great when back then. But I haven't bought anything from them in a while. And then the second part of that is, so two of the books that I had on my pull list that are coming out this week. That obviously I won't be able to get are super hot right now, and it's that one of my things on my pull list is I asked them to give me every Middleton cover, and that Batman or Batgirl cover is like ridiculous, and now here I'm like scrambling at the last second to find one. So I guess my questions are: do any of you guys get your books online only? And where can I get, other than eBay, is there a good place for me to go find like that Batgirl cover B variant without, paying eBay prices? Is there any ideas?
We can find. We got some places. We have places.
I got 10, I think, on order from my LCS. I'll send one to you, Brian.
That would be great, man. But I'm sure that's like that. It really bummed me out when I heard it. I haven't had a chance to go talk to him yet, so I don't know how true it is, but man, that could just I'm sure there's a lot of people that go through that, watching their comic shop just, go out of business. Or
I mean, I guess maybe he just doesn't want to be a Diamond distributor anymore.
I think, I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of thing with Diamond that pissed him off because I wonder
if he owes them money.
No, I don't think he owes them money. I think it's kind of the opposite, if anything. Which sounds crazy, but there's like things that go on behind the background and behind scenes and stuff. But I think his thing is that he's tired of having his monthly nut go so much towards new books when he's not making as much profit off new books than he does on back issues. And from what I heard, one of the things that he was saying is I could take the money I'm spending on new issues, buy more collections, and sell those, because he makes a lot of money off of back issues, and the majority of people, want back issues, which is weird to me, but I guess that's how it is, at that.
I mean, the only thing I would say about this is that you got a plan. Like, eventually, collections are going to start drying up. Like, I mean, you can't just keep, because obviously, I mean, he doesn't probably move around. He's stationary.
And you have a lot of sitting inventory.
I mean, I could understand him saying, like, you know what, I'm not going to stock it, but whatever you want on your pull list, I'll still get. Like, I feel like that's just easy money. Like,
yeah,
I guess maybe if people aren't paying
unless you don't have enough pull list to, what is it, 400? I think a month is the minimum at Diamond. Most comic stores are the opposite. They don't carry a lot of back issues because they don't want the inventory sitting.
That's the problem with book stores up here. Very hard to find good books in bins. I almost don't even go digging half the time. It's
just a weird situation to be in,
I've
never had that. I've never had that happen. Just out of blue. And I don't buy a ton of books monthly, but I probably I go in and pick up my books every other week, and maybe I've got like 15 books or 20 books that I pick up from every other week or something like that. So.
I mean, what's Diamond's markup? 40%? I mean,
yeah.
Let's say you get 40 books a month and their average price is $4. So, I mean, what's that? 160, 40%. It's like 60, 65 bucks a month in profit just off of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably do my comic shop or
my comic shop usually. They're sometimes slow to update, so if you could check there. Midtown's good. I mean, as long as they don't run out, or a lot of times they'll limit.
I know in the past, DCB Service had, everything was 40% off, and sometimes, they'd have like 70% off, which is pretty kick-ass. But I've also heard that, just like a lot of other online stores, they at the last minute, they'll send you something saying, oh, they couldn't get what you wanted.
So DCBS, if you're getting like the normal cover Bs for DC or the cover As, you're good, and you save 30 to 40 up, sometimes 50%. The problem is they keep raising their shipping cost, and then the incentives. It's not worth getting incentives where it used to be from DCBS, where you can get a 1 in 25 for $12. Now, if it's got a name like Campbell or Delato, a 1 in 25, they're selling for $60.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah,
but I bet what? I mean, I bet you they're selling it.
They are, just not to me because I'm not buying it.
Yeah, the good old days are gone, man.
And it's just like those remastered variants. It's like you see one sell out, and you're like, it's out of stock. Who paid $850 or $1,800 for that book? But there's completionists out there that want. My LCS is like, they got someone that orders like every cover of certain books, no matter how much it costs.
Hey, man, I mean, buy what you like, right?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm with you.
I don't get why this Middleton. It's a great cover, but it was selling for like I saw one for like $48, and I thought that was crazy. And then people started listing other listings for 38, 35.
Oh yeah, then Mel called it the undercutter wave is going to start.
Well, I call that the overcutter wave.
Yeah,
because what is it?
I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm never going to say don't go for it. Like, fuck it, do what Walker does. Ask a ridiculous price, but somebody's going to pay for it. Fuck
exactly. If someone make your money, I'm all for it. But
I'm not gonna be paying that much.
Like, it's hard to tell what the cover B split is on those, and what's the print run for Batgirl, like 17,000, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think that one's gonna come out of left field, because I mean, a lot of people knew about it, and a lot of people got orders in before FOC. So I don't think it's gonna be like crazy print run, but I think it's gonna be high for that. I think the split on that book's going to be high.
Yeah, it's like when people saw that cover, it's the same thing when they first saw the first Artgerm Supergirl cover in the order one.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I think all the like Trey says, all those DCB covers are I think in the future I mean, look at the Catwoman hues, the Wonder Woman hues, the Art Germ Batgirls, like those regular covers that have high print runs.
We just got Devo'd.
For what print runs, you know? It's crazy.
You realize we just got Devo'd?
What up, boys?
There
I don't
he
know.
is.
I don't know if being a verb is a good thing or a bad thing, but
I think it's a good thing.
I'll take it. I guess.
Yeah.
Whip it good.
I want to be Maddie.
I don't get the. I don't get the Devo. What's that?
Yeah, get the Devo.
I used to get a lot of Belle Biv DeVoe. That shows people's age when they're like, "Oh, like Belle Biv DeVoe." I'm like, "Yep, I know exactly how old you are."
Unless you got some dude coming up to you saying, "Do me, baby."
There you go. Actually, in my class in high school, there was a Bivens and me.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. So what book were you talking about? The Batgirl?
Yeah, the Middleton.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I saw that, it was nuts.
Like, yeah. I'm hoping all of them come in good condition tomorrow.
But like I've been asking around, so I called my shops today rather than wait till tomorrow. And everyone's like, "Yeah, we just ordered enough for the pull customers, and that was it. There might be one extra."
Jeez.
So maybe it is going to be hard to find.
Could be.
I guess it really depends on how your store orders.
I'll tell you what, that Art Germ Batman. Did you see that one?
The one with
Him and
Catwoman?
Oh
No,
my
I
god!
didn't see that one.
Oh, I think it's Batman 49. It's coming out in June, I think.
Yeah.
Oh
All right,
my
I'm taking a
God,
look.
that
Batman
thing is-
49.
Yeah, I think it's 49.
Is there I think there's is it Jenny Frison Black Panther #1 variant?
I believe so.
That is freaking gorgeous. The Inhook Lee one is really nice, but the Jenny Frison one is unreal.
There's an Art Germ one too.
That's what it is. It's Art Germ. Not,
Yeah.
It almost looks like Jenny Frison.
It kind of does, but there's a regular cover and then there's a Virgin incentive also.
Here, Matt, here's a link.
Yeah,
Art Germ's killing it right now.
Yeah, he is.
I want to know what his Catwoman #1 cover looks like. It's probably out, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's an awesome cover. I don't think I've really seen him do Batman.
he
Yeah.
There's a really cool Batman Birds of Prey cover.
That's
just
what
Batman. And then he also did 2 connecting covers. There are 2 different annuals. It was like Detective Comics annual, and I forget the other one.
He also did was it Legacy Comics, the Harley Quinn #1 store variant had Batman
That's right,
and Harley on it.
yeah.
No, but the only like male character he does draw frequently is Batman.
His Fantastic Four covers look pretty freaking good.
Yeah. And the Alex Ross one looks pretty good too.
I mean, Ross always puts out good work.
He does.
She needs more booty in that Legacy one. A little flat.
Paul likes the big booty.
He wants the Frank Cho posterior.
A little more helium in that balloon.
All right, well, I'm going to do a shameless plug now. We are taking orders for T-shirts. Emiliano Beggs and I. If you guys, the post is on the G Plus page. It'll be pinned every couple days, so it'll be up there, and I will be doing a post probably sometime this week, just reminding people.
Yeah.
Orders are open till 5/29. That we will not be taking orders afterwards, and this is probably going to be the only run of these shirts. It's going to be a limited run, and we're only basically printing what we need.
What's the shirt?
Yeah, is it everything or just?
It's the six designs. The the Wonder Woman, the Batman, the Bat Who Laughs, Deadpool,
Harley Quinn, right?
Yeah, it's the mashup with the CBSI logo.
Yeah.
And we have a little website going, cbsiswag.com. You can place your orders there or just shoot me an email.
And they're absolutely gorgeous. Did a really good job. You guys did a really good job.
Yeah, Emiliano designed all those. He's a beast of a designer. He did our new F5 logo, which we got on Veil. But anybody needs design work, check them out.
I wrote I wore those at Motor City this weekend too.
Which one?
I wore the Deadpool on Saturday, No, it was a Deadpool on Saturday. No, it was Batman it was Deadpool on Saturday, and then on Sunday I wore Venom, the Venom one.
Okay.
And the missus says it was scary. She didn't like it. It's weird.
That's good, and that's what we want. Venom's supposed to be scary.
I'm still waiting on Skeletor.
Yeah,
Skeletor is going to be coming eventually. Yeah,
Yes.
we do have other designs that we haven't done, but like I said, we're just going through this round right now.
So are you going to not offer these again?
Probably not.
So on the website, you are not going to be able to order year round, like it's just certain periods, or
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have other stuff that we could probably have all the time. But this set of design is just a short-term thing.
So should I buy one and then put it up on eBay like instantly as a pre-order?
Well, no. I mean, we got to have a couple podcasts where we talk about how they're all sold out, and then how there's a huge demand for it.
There
we got to set a
price for it.
Yeah, set a price.
And then we got to make sure that everybody's on board, that we don't sell it below this certain price.
And then I got to put in my eBay description CBSI swag on CBSI. Yeah.
Limited edition, maybe we could do like a sketch variant cover.
I like it.
A white T-shirt. A white T-shirt with the same name.
A blank variant?
Yeah. There you go. Oh my god! If I could pull that off, that'd be great.
Can you imagine? That would be incredible. It's to get signatures, to get.
But I also wanted to talk about the CBS Writers War. Have you guys seen this?
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I'm actually thinking about doing something. I'm not sure though.
I'm with you.
I'm not a writer.
I don't know if we're allowed to participate. Like, it doesn't make sense for the current writers to participate because you're already.
I'm not a current writer.
Oh, wow.
And I'm retired. So I was retired. So can I bring it back? Maybe I'll come back for one.
But we are some of the prizes though are going to be T-shirts in this thing for the contest. There's also going to be variants given away by Scott's Comics.
Yep.
At scottscollectibles.com. The Spawn Witchblade Perillo variant, which is pretty damn cool. So it looks like it's going to be 4 prizes. Like I said, everyone's going to get a T-shirt, whichever one they want, whatever size. And then it's pretty cool. I think it's going to be great. The thing I love about it is there's no topic. Like, everybody can write whatever they want. So it's going to be really interesting to see what topics are written about.
I'm sure there's a lot of people, just like you said, been sitting on the edge of wanting to write something for the longest time, and this will bring them out, and it could be an amazing writer. It could start,
I really hope the people that critique us the most step forward and be like, here's your chance.
You know what? I want to see a couple top 10s.
Yeah. I want to see call it the real top 10.
That's a challenge to anybody. I want to see some top 10s. Especially
it would be fun to see someone else's opinion. Yeah,
I'll tell you what. I mean, it's not easy. Like, you guys,
it is not.
You put you not only the time and effort you put in, but you put yourself out there, like, and you open yourself up to these idiots that just want to basically want everything to be about them. And it's like, no, this article isn't about you. It's about this topic.
I'll tell you, like, doing a weekly article, it's
a
way bigger commitment than you think. Because once you write an article, you're done, and you can walk away from it. But the weekly one, as soon as you're done with it, you're like, it's time to do another one.
Yeah,
dude, it's hard. That's why I got out of mine, dude. I mean, I was writing mine every quarter, but I did 7 days later, and it's rough.
Oh, yeah. Like, it takes me on average about 5 hours between researching and then writing and.
And you have to do your research and put your work in, or else these fucking numbskulls out there are gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't talk about this book. That was the first appearance."
Yeah, I get those I still get those. I've been rushing a couple, and I get like, "Oh, you forgot this and this." I'm like, "All right, I'll put it in."
Yeah, what about this one comic you only get in Nova Scotia? It's selling for like
$22. Well, yeah, Ben has like a really hard time because
oh my god,
I mean,
feel so bad.
You can pick 10 books out of the best-selling books in the past 2 weeks, 10, and maybe 2 like honorable mention. There are
he does a tremendous job.
there's hundreds of other potential books, you know.
And honestly, there's probably a top 50, and it could be any one of those 50, and it's like, just relax.
And I know this firsthand. Like if you did a real top 10, like if it was automated, you would be looking at first appearance. You'd be looking at Hulk 181. You'd look at
New Mutants 98,
New
ASM
Mutants
300.
98. You'd be looking at the books that are like no brainers, and you would look at it and be like, oh, this is fucking boring. I don't want to look at this. Is the boring top 10.
Everybody knows that you should have these books.
Right.
I'm just gonna do a rando generator of every book that comes out a week, and just rando generator and just post a list with no explanations. That's the top 10.
I mean, I think he does a good job of mixing in, you know, books that sell well, books that are rare, you know, this and that. Like, yeah,
He does.
shame. Because you know what the problem is? I think especially with the top 10, people want the books that they have.
Oh,
to
of
be
course,
on there.
dude.
And it's like, oh, well, my book's not on there, so this is bad.
You know, I mean, but how many people? I mean, like you said, I barely had a many books on the top 10. You know, but it's like, I don't know.
I'll have one or two here
Yeah.
or there. You know, some weeks I'll have none, some weeks I'll have 4. But I mean, the problem is how fast the market moves.
Yeah.
Like something that's hot now is not going to be hot in 2 weeks, and something else is going to take its place and be replaced again.
Well, I started adding, like, you know, I've been able to just look at my articles from a year ago and just say, okay, I started adding that in at looking at what was hot a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say about 90% of them are all worthless. Like they're cover price.
Wow.
There's maybe I think there were 2 last week that there was it was like a Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers, the art germ cover.
Yep.
It was a $75 book when it first came out last year, and now it's about $50, which is actually a pretty decent hold 1 year later.
Yeah.
But most of them, the list I did last week, there was 4 books that were in the hot section, and they were all for cover price or less. Like there was one that had a really rare variant. It was like you had to buy it from I think it was Pestilence. Was it Pestilence? No, Mindbender. You had to buy it from the artist store, and he only had, I think, 200 of them. And at the time, they were selling for like $75. One sold 2 weeks ago for 99 cents.
That really goes to show you the power of the internet and eBay nowadays. I mean, back in the day when Wizard was doing its top 10 and whatnot, you know, you had to wait every month, and those a lot of those top 10 books kind of held their spot in the top 10. And
Sure.
Now with eBay, I mean, it's good and bad, but it goes to show you how quick things can catch. And that Body Bags comic is a perfect example. Like
somebody pulled a body bag out of Motor City Comic Con for $2 and listed it for $175 and sold it like 2 hours later.
And that's what I think. That's what is so cool. I mean, a lot of people can't stand it, but I enjoy that aspect of this hobby. Is that, you know, it's constantly changing. You can make money off of it, you know, or you can, you know, enjoy the art just itself, but it's constantly evolving on like an hour by hour basis.
And while I don't love that some of those, like, I don't know where that book comes from or what the heat is behind it, but what I really have fun when those books come out, because it's like, okay, here's something to hunt, you know?
Yeah.
Because you know the chances are that book is sitting in the dollar bins at your store, you know, your local comic store, or like whatever retailers that sell old comics.
Well, that book was super hot back in the day when it first came out. I mean, that was a really hot book back in the day. Really hot. I mean, it lasted quite a while on the buy list, you know, the top 10s and stuff. And I want to say that that's been optioned for movies and shows many times in the last 20 years, and it always just falls through.
I need to do an article about films and options and how to understand the comic speculation when it comes to options. Because like people kind of misunderstand, like they think optioning is essentially
A movie.
it's going to happen, you know.
Nah, that's just the first step.
It's not even the first step. Basically, what it is we're optioning it. We want to hold it for a set amount of time. Usually, it's for a year. We'll hold it for a set amount of time for a small fee, and then every year we'll assess if we want to keep doing it. And they have the right to extend it, usually about 2 or 3 times. So when something comes into option, and there's like some of the big signs that people need to pay attention to, like is there a director attached? Are there any actors attached? If they don't have any of those key components, if the book was just option, that's a huge red flag. Don't chase it. Yeah. Sell, and then look for them in the dollar bins for the next 3 years, because that's where it's going to be in development.
Hey, Matt, I got a question.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is. He's back.
What if they've had 7 directors and 18 actors attached?
Is this The Crow?
Maybe
Then you're
someday.
just fucked.
No, here's the thing, and I've told you this before. That franchise is, there's a huge fan base for it. Everyone knows it, and that's why it keeps getting passed around from studio to studio. It will happen with the right person, with the right director, and it's still moving forward with Sony. Momoa is still attached to it.
That's a decent sign.
Yeah, but things change. You never know, and who knows where it'll go. But things look good for it right now.
It's got to help having an actor behind it.
It does, and that's
it's like Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the things have to happen, and hopefully you get something good out of it. You know,
like the more the better. The more that is attached to it, the more momentum there will be behind it. So if you hear like, okay, they have a writer, a producer, a director, that's a really, really good sign, because that means that all they need to do is cast that thing, and then they're done. If directors keep falling out and there's no actors attached, and maybe there's one producer and it keeps changing writers, that's a really bad sign. I mean, there's so many things in development. I think Netflix has 700 projects in development right now.
Yeah, Netflix is going ham.
They're making 30 films next year.
680 of them Adam Sandler's attached to.
Yeah, right.
Hey, the
You
Obama.
guys ever see that South Park where Cartman's the robot and he comes up with all those Adam Sandler?
Oh, it's so funny. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Obama just inked a deal for the both of Obama's inked a deal with Netflix, actually.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's the thing. If you hear anything ever like option with Netflix, it's a really good sign it's going to happen, because they're moving so fast through their slate. It's just, I mean, they have to keep moving really fast on this stuff. And once they negotiate, there's no humming and hawing, because there's no risk either. They just put it up. It's there. People want to watch it. They just don't do it again.
Have you ever heard of I've only seen the list of like what's leaving Netflix this month and all that stuff, but I've never heard anyone really complain about it.
Because they produce so much of their own stuff, and everyone has, like, I know I have an Amazon account, a Hulu account, a Netflix account, an HBO account.
I'm really happy with Prime.
I love Prime, dude. They just put
Prime's good, yeah.
What did I just watch when I was watching? What was it?
Hand to God. Did you guys watch that one?
No, I watched Baywatch this today.
I
I
watched
just watched that last night.
Is that good?
Yeah, it's okay. I got halfway.
You know what?
It's
I'm gonna
terrible,
say-
but awesome.
I'm going to say my only problem with the movie is that the only nudity was a penis.
Yes.
That's a bummer.
Dirty
Yeah, it's
Grandpa's
a
better.
total bummer, man.
But it was dead.
Yeah, but still, it's a penis. I want to see boobs.
There's a dead penis.
I mean, it does have
Yeah.
Alexander Daddario and like hot chicks all over the place. Like,
Hey,
Dude,
did
you know that blonde girl has a 6 handicap in golf?
does she?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Did any of you guys watch? I think it's Prime exclusive. Last Flag Flying.
No.
Cranston. It looks good. I haven't seen it yet, but I was just curious.
He's in the first season of Sneaky Pete. That's a Prime exclusive, too.
Sneaky Pete's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Hand to God is very good. It's Ron Perlman.
Yeah, I watched the first season.
The second season's better. Definitely
Right
watch
now-
the second season.
Right now, it's all about Westworld, or not Westworld. Yeah, Westworld for me.
Yeah.
What is
What?
it? Man in the High Castle is pretty good.
Mm. I love that show. That thing is very interesting.
Yeah, I need to get caught up. Oh, I was looking at the outline. I was up next. I was going to mention. I think last time we were talking about selling comics in bulk and all this whatever, but I forgot to mention. I have it on the outline as the Dan Piercy method, but in his comics and beer videos, he was saying how like when he gets bored with a series, like he'll just sell the run 1 through 29 on eBay.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a good idea to help keep down on bulk, and you're done with the series, you're done with it.
Pack that shit up, like bundle it up in like 10 issue packs in bags, and then
exactly.
cardboard slabs, bubble wrap, and then you could ship that shit medium mail.
That's right.
I'm relatively sure you can get 50 comic set in a medium flat rate, the square one. I tested it. I had some weird sized ones, but I think 45 to 50 would fit in there packaged decent.
Yeah, they'll lay right in there.
And then you just wrap it up with brown paper or Christmas wrapping paper and media mail it.
I think you can not media. You could probably even do a flat or a priority if you had enough of them worth it. I mean, if you're doing 10. If you're doing 10, I get. I'm just looking. Some of us have to sell 20,000 comics.
How's that going, buddy?
I sold enough to cover my purchase price. I'm still making up
Nice.
eBay fees, but my purchase price is covered.
It'd be funny if he's like, I just bought another 2,000 books.
My wife sees fucking mail coming in and just fucking evil eyes me now.
I wouldn't blame her, dude. I'm kind of on her side on this one. I hate to say it.
I might have bought. I keep buying Teen Titans Go shit.
You can sell them to Brian's LCS. They're only stocking back issues.
Now, does your store not give you a good return? Can you dump a lot of that stuff?
What do you mean?
Like, if you took it to your LCS, do they give you, could they give you enough to just dump some of the stuff that's really hard to move?
I don't know yet. They only have a buyer in Thursday and Friday afternoons.
What?
And like the real world's at work.
It is Z. It's only Z.
It's like the uncle from the Goldbergs.
Well, like the funny thing is, this place has like 3 or 4 guys in the shop at all times, but only one guy can buy, and he works Thursday and Friday afternoons.
Well, there was
That's a
one
nice
guy.
gig.
There was one guy at like he was authorized to buy at my local comic shop, and I forget what book it was, but it was not a book that was worth that much, and he was offering me like $2 a book, and I had like, I don't know, like 50 of them in there, and he's like, "Oh, I'll give you like $100 for it," and I was like, "Oh, really? Okay, yes."
In a heartbeat.
And so I guess apparently he got in trouble for that because he was supposed to do 5 cents a piece. So they took
$2
him.
a book. What the hell was he buying?
He wasn't very good at buying, obviously. So
Obviously.
so they kicked him off of that job.
All right,
And I was
Steve.
like-
You're not
I was
allowed.
like, "You want the
Give
money
us
back?"
the register key back. You're not allowed to touch it.
Like
Well,
I would love to walk in with a long box and then go, "I'll give you 35."
I got a shop over here that'll you fill up a diamond box. They'll give you $35 for a diamond box full.
Well, that's pretty
They'll
good.
buy it back at 35, or they'll sell.
What?
They're selling
No,
you.
No, they'll buy it at 35.
That's great.
What? So I just need to ship these to Scott.
Yeah.
Well, this dude's crazy, man. He's got this, like, his price list is like 2 sheets long, and it's like, well, if you buy from this column, it's $1 a book, 6 for 5, and then blah blah blah. A whole box is this much, and then if you buy from this pile, then there's a whole list of prices for that one. I mean, he just basically moves like bulk junk.
Yeah, my LCS does, I think, 25 for a short box.
What would
Okay.
fit in a diamond box?
Half a short
Unbagged and board, you could get 200 books in there, but probably it's probably about a full short box.
Man, I would do that in a heartbeat. I paid like 17. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Especially unbagged and boarded. Don't deal with it.
your shipping would kill you though.
No, I know. I gotta go see what they'll do. I haven't been in, and like they won't give me a straight answer till you like take it in.
Right, and then once you drop them off all that, they're like, we'll give you $10 a box.
Yeah. Hey Scott, those Oblivion song boxes are still fine.
What are they going for?
I didn't look it up. One was $250, best offer accepted. One random one was $73.99, but after that they're $250, $324.
Oh, nice.
Are these the collector ones?
Yeah, I just my LCS got one of them in, so
There hasn't been a sale in a while though, so I don't know. You
Nice.
might be. I think you're at least in break-even territory.
yeah. Cool.
But you did-
Thanks, Paul.
I felt bad. I felt like I kind of made you feel bad earlier. Sorry.
No, I mean I wanted it for myself.
I say if you ever wanted, they have that Skybound Insiders Facebook group.
I don't do
Maybe.
Facebook.
Yeah, if you wanted to give, there's people on there that are like hungry for all things Skybound.
Yeah, what do you think about Oblivion Song? What's the long term for that?
I like the actual comic myself. I didn't read issue 2 yet. I think I only read issue 1. I gotta read. Is issue 2 out yet?
It's up to 3.
Yeah, it's on 3 already.
Oh, I gotta read it. But no, I like the first one at least. I mean, it was okay.
Yeah,
when
like,
you go-
I mean, I haven't had the chance to read anything else yet.
You should stick to more like Black Mass Comics, Dino, because they only put issues out once every 4 months or 6 months.
Oh,
It's a very affordable pull list.
Well, I take titles like that if I don't want to have a lot of titles on my pull. Like if I just wanted to like for access to the variants, I'll put titles like that come out really, really sporadically, so that because you have to have at least 1 or 2 things on your pull. Yeah, I put random stuff like that on.
The print run
Pretty
for
smart idea.
issue number 1, 80,000.
Of what?
Oblivion
Oblivion?
song.
No
Yep, number
shit.
1, 80,000.
Yeah.
I'm jumping back a topic, and I'm actually going to ask Paul advice on selling books. And
That's number 9. Number
fucking
9 on the
regret
list
it.
for the month.
oh, it's gonna be awesome. No, let's hear what Z thinks. Z's trying to get advice from Paul.
Oh
about it.
yeah, let's go.
Is Paul here, or is he still gone?
No,
No,
I'm here. Yes,
Let's do it.
Oh my god, I'm asking Paul advice. Somebody fucking tell me.
It's gonna become Z's problems.
So Paul, I recall like last year you were trying to sell a run of Wolverine first volume 1 or volume, well, not limited, the full volume. How'd you do on that, or what'd you do?
how I shipped it or the price?
Did you actually sell it on eBay,
Oh shit! I can't.
or did you Craigslist it? Like, what did you do? Like, it's 180 fucking books.
Yeah, and well, yeah, I know, and I actually bought issue 0 off eBay too to have like the official full run, but fuck.
That's gonna matter.
Hey,
Paul
I
would
had
buy more books to add.
complete. I brought it to I brought it to Toledo Con, and somebody was interested, but then I never saw them again. But I think I just listed it everywhere, so I can't remember where I sold it, but I had it on, I had it on Craigslist, I had it on eBay.
I'd probably go on
I'd
Craigslist.
probably- I'd put,
So did you ship it though?
download the Let Go app or the Offer Up or whatever as well. But I did. I shipped it. I just bulk shipped it in one of those Lowe's heavy duty mailing boxes, and I just took the they were all bagged and boarded. I took the padded USPS priority envelopes and just kind of bulked, put them in there, front to back, alternate.
So did you USPS or UPS or FedEx? Or how'd that go?
Back when I was shipping to the UK, I looked at prices, and USPS has the best for anything bulk. But,
So regardless of weight, USPS is pretty much still the best deal.
I
mean,
think if you get
it's
when
70 pounds can go priority, dude.
right.
yeah, after
but
a certain
but a priority box, I think, even the long one, I think 50 books is about the most you can get.
Right.
At a certain
Maybe
point,
the
though.
extra large you can get a little more.
Sometimes it's even cheaper if you just do priority, but it's not in a priority box. It just
You got to get lucky on where they live.
right. So
yeah, priority is all about distance.
I think it was Facebook where I ended up selling it in the end, but yeah, no, it all worked out. I just put it in what I do is I buy the Lowe's heavy duty moving boxes, and then I like line that with even more cardboard, and I just put the books in there, and then just filled the dead space with whatever. Just not packing peanuts. I hate those fucking things.
Well,
the worst.
everybody write this down. Paul gave a reasonable answer that did not end in failure. Solid advice.
Yeah, Paul. Woo-woo.
He's
Yeah.
finally learning.
I'm getting older. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Here's a secret about Paul. He's actually very smart.
He is.
He just gets in his own way sometimes.
Like you wouldn't believe, man. Like,
It's kind of like, you know, like in old school when Will Ferrell is at the bait desk and he just kind of like says a great shit and then blacks out. That's what just
wait, what happened? I told you guys I couldn't work. Like I didn't fail, but I quit that pizza place when I worked there. I made all those fucking mistakes, but here, like my job, like what I do for a living is like serious work. Dealing with organ transplantation and stuff. So yeah, Scott's right, man. Sometimes I just get in my way, ask 500 people the same question rather than just make a decision. But
that's why we keep Paul in the inner circle. Is several of us are going to need livers, and he's the guy to know.
I'll need lungs.
Z, I got blasted on at Motor City Comic Con on Saturday night. Speaking of livers,
who's the fourth guy there?
Uncle Woozy Nog?
Uncle Woozy?
Well, who was it?
Did you come up with these names there? Like,
Sounds like a damn DuckTales episode.
Who was the other person?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it offline. He wants to be unnamed.
That was TJ though, right? Too.
Oh. No, it wasn't.
All right.
Okay.
That's not the person I was talking about, though.
He wants to remain unnamed.
It's okay.
No, that's not who I was talking about.
I know. I'll talk to you about it after the show.
All right.
all right, sorry.
Abort.
We're gonna have to cut off that last part of the podcast, Paul. Record that right now. No.
I missed it. Z was
No.
up here.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway,
We'll bleep it out. We can do that.
No, it's fine.
It's going to take 3 days to edit it and get online anyway.
The 5 people that listen won't say anything.
We got our first. Is this
Hey, Mom, don't tell any secrets.
Is this our first thumbs down on the YouTube?
Oh, woo!
Yeah, get it.
Fucking Trey. But I was gonna. Oh man, I had a nice fucking Paul's. This is months. Same issue for months. This Paul's problem, and
can I just want to interject that I saw Paul's Instagram post about this, and I immediately put it in our group chat. I'm like, we need to talk about this.
Oh my god! So this company, Good Smile Company, has some toys, and they partnered with Lunar Toy Store, and it's the toy line is called Dream EX, and they released like off-brand or not official release turtle toys. So back when these first came out, I was either going to get the NECA turtles or these Dream EX line, and they're 1/6 scale, so they're pretty big. So I went with this Dream EX line, and they released the turtles, and they also released this one called they call it New Shen, but it's really April. And then they released one that they actually call Casey Jones, but they're pretty sweet. They're basically G.I. Joe size figures, and they're pretty awesome. You can look them up online. But so for the sake of the story, I went to Lunar Toy Store's website, and I added because the story's about these two figures. So I added April and Casey to my cart. So if I were to buy those right now with shipping, it's $356.10. And I don't have the space to display these. So I have all the turtles. I have April. I have Casey, but I don't have the proper space to display them yet. But so on Instagram, there's this guy named Donnie's Laboratory, who's a cool dude. He's done some customs for me, and reliable, trustworthy, and all that good stuff. So he put on his Instagram. He said, hey, does anybody have this 1/6 scale Casey head? I want to get it shrunk down to 1/12 scale so I can make a custom figure. And whoever has the head, if you help me out, then I'll make you a free custom figure, or at a large discount or something. So I know the guy, and I was like, yeah, I'll help you out. So there's this other fuckhole on Instagram. His name is Steven Vineyard, Steven with a PH, and he goes by The Figure Fix.
Stefan, then.
Stefan, yeah.
Stefan.
And, he goes by The Figure Fix, I think, with an underscore or some shit.
I like fuckhole.
But yeah, fuck all.
I'm gonna coin an IG right now. I'm gonna make up my name and call myself Fuckhole.
Piece of shit. It's
I'm
the
betting that's already taken, do you know?
Damn it!
it's the underscore figure fix is his Instagram. So if you'd like to reach out to Mr. Stefan, feel free. But he's a piece of shit. And so
Wow.
this is months in the making. So I sent these toys to him. And actually I ignored the red flags back when, but
Which were?
it was Donnie's Lab. He's like, hey man, hold off on sending your stuff to him. He might be a scammer. And because he hadn't fulfilled some other orders or something along those lines. But then he ended up fulfilling them or refunding or something. So he's like, yeah, I think you're okay to send them, to send the parts. So no,
you're sending him these parts.
I'm telling a story. Yeah,
You're sending him these parts so he can make a mold to make them for himself, and then he's going to send you back your parts.
Well, that was part of So the deal was I send hold on, sweetie. I'm telling a story. There you go. So the deal was I send this figure fix guy my Casey head 1/6 scale, and then it turned into like the April head, because what he was going to do is whatever I sent him, he was going to make a copy of it, a shrunken down copy, send me back my originals, and then the shrunken down copies, and that was like my end of the deal. And then as a trade-off, he could make as many copies as he wanted to build his toy business, win-win. And he's like, yeah, I'll be done with the originals within 30 minutes of receiving it, and it will not harm your stuff at all, and I'll send it right back. And this was like back at the end of December. And I just got my shit back this month. It was just excuse after excuse after excuse. And
I hate that.
Ridiculous. And then I finally get my stuff back, and it's fucking ruined. Like, not beyond repair, but like obviously he damaged it. Like,
he didn't bother touching it up and fixing it.
No, I mean, some of the stuff, had small paint chips, which maybe could have happened in shipping and stuff like that. But like this April head, for instance, has like a total big ass melting point on the back where I don't know what the hell he did.
I love your like little red arrows on the pictures.
Oh man, it took me hours to get the pictures right, because Instagram like fucks up the ratio, how it zooms and stuff.
Yeah.
It just months of, and I tried to like play to his ego of like be basically his Dr. Phil to like all his excuses. And then in the end, I was just like, it's just done. I mean, it's been since December. I mean, it's pretty patient of me to wait this long.
When did you post this?
This week.
Like yesterday.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
Was he like the CBCS of toy customs?
I don't know. He's got all sorts of issues, just true or not, but he claims he's the only one who can do this and he's the best there is. And then, oh God, it was just a fucking disaster. And I'm not the only person he's done this to either. But why
doesn't he just get a fucking 3D printer and be done with it?
I don't know. It's at least I got my stuff back. And the only silver lining is this Donnie's Lab guy is gonna fix my stuff for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Touch it up and all that stuff. But I mean, just so if anybody listening is in the toy community or custom community and is like thinking of sending their stuff out, and this guy's name comes up, just totally avoid him at all costs. He's just a shitbag, and just total waste of my time. But the other points, anything Instagram, even comic wise, is if their chat system, like just random chunks of your chat will disappear and then come back another time. It's so strange. So screenshot like no other. Also, take before pictures if you're sending something to somebody. Like I didn't take before pictures of the toys, and so he's like, oh yeah, that melting whatever the fuck on the back.
Oh, that was on there.
he's like, oh, that's an injection point. And I'm like, it's not an injection point for a $150 toy.
Yeah, right. This isn't a fucking $3 toy.
What was he doing to fucking ruin toys?
I don't know if it was part of the process, but and then
You think it was melting it maybe? Like with a
I think the process had to have some heat involved or something. Like the weapons even came back bent. The one field hockey stick is broken and had like a big obvious glue repair attempt where he thought I wouldn't notice, and just total shitbird.
I'm with Regan. Isn't a fucking 3D printer going to solve all this?
His process is like he puts the 1/6 scale head in some process and then molds it, but it shrinks it down to like 1/12 scale.
Yeah,
So
some
it gets
Beetlejuice.
basically like a photocopy.
But
But
some juju on that.
Put it in the kiln for 2 hours and see what happens.
yeah. So of course he blocked me.
Of course.
In like the April boots, for instance, came back with casting material still stuck to them. It just totally unprofessional. I told him, I'm like, you're not gonna get any future customers if you treat your clientele this way. But yeah, just total piece of shit.
he'll just make a new name and just start a new thing. I mean, that's the terrible part about it.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's going to continue doing this crap. But the other best part is, so I sent all the damaged pieces, but he actually did send me the shrunken heads of Casey and April. They look like shit though. They look like Gen 1.
So you're gonna take the 1/6s or 1/12s and turn them into 1/6s.
The 1/6 and turn them into 1/12s, so make them smaller.
No, but you're gonna go the other way with the ones he sent you.
No. I was just gonna, when the copies he sent me, I was gonna send to this Donnie's Lab guy, and he was gonna, make a custom figure and all that, whatever. That was my end of the deal. Is like get free blank, unpainted copies of it, of the weapons and heads and whatever I sent him. But the best part, the other silver lining is, so I sent all the weapons to this Donnie's Lab guy, as well as the 1/12 size heads, the crap casts that he sent me. And Donnie's Lab is making copies of those 1/12 scale heads and fixing them. So then the Steven guy got all pissed because his work's being stolen, even though the work in the first place is,
Even though he's stealing.
yeah, it's Dream EX property. It's their trademark, but so he's all pissed that we're stealing his work.
You're copying his copy.
Yeah, and that this Donnie's Lab guy is going to make a bunch of money. Like he took pre-orders on the heads and stuff. And I told him, I'm like, I was never in this for the money. Like that was not part of my deal. Like my deal was to help Donnie out, get, free blank copies. And then you, Steven, you fucked the whole deal up. I'm like, you could have made as many copies of these as you wanted. I don't care. And make your own money. But he's a fucking nutcase. Every excuse in the book. Beyond that,
I hate my excuses.
I messaged his brother on Facebook before he blocked me, before Steven did. And I was like, dude, I don't know what's wrong with your brother, but blah, blah, blah. And then Steven called me and he's like, you have no right to talk to my brother and blah, blah. I'm like, it's been fucking months. Like, I'm done waiting. Like, stop with these excuses and just at least return my property. They finally return it and then they're just all fucked up. It was just a disaster. Months of, oh my God. So that was part of the other reason.
Only you, dude.
Man, it was just me being too trusting. I mean, there are more reputable people on Instagram, but I just, I too trusting, unfortunately, and just got fucked. I mean, at least I got my stuff back, thankfully. I know there's other people who still have stuff with him, who are waiting to get their stuff back and are doing what I was doing, just kind of, playing Dr. Phil and listening to all his sap stories and trying to hope and pray they get their stuff back, but just a total piece of crap. Yeah, avoid him. I'm tempted to give out his phone number and address, but I'm not that mad.
No, don't do that.
Nah, don't do that.
I'm not that mad.
Then we'd have to edit 2 things out today.
That's true. But yeah, so that long weekend, and then I finally made that post yesterday because I was just done. So that was why me and Jim Beam got together last night because I was just done. But piece of work. I'll probably send him a glitter bomb or something in the mail, or a bag of dicks.
Bag of dicks.
You can do it. No, you can do it from Ruin Days website.
At least make him the gummy ones so he can have a delicious snack.
Yeah, make him. Yeah.
Yeah, money well spent. I hope he opens it and it fucking goes all over his fucking table or some shit. I don't know. Just a piece of work. I mean, we were talking about scammers earlier. Like, why not just, I don't know.
Or you know what? Honestly, here's the thing: people fuck up. If he fucked up your shit, he should have just been like, "Look, I'm sorry."
Yeah, well, you know what? That was part of my resolution to him. Is I was like, man, why don't you just, admit your mistake? In my in my perfect world, I was like, send me the money, send me $356 to buy new figures, and what I'll do is I'll send you the figures I have now to you, like signature delivery and all that crap. But just that'd be my perfect world solution, which is never going to happen. But I was like,
yeah, but I mean, maybe if he was just like, "Look, I'm sorry, I screwed up. I tried to do this and it didn't work."
Or like, hey, let's do
look, man, shit happens. People fuck up.
Or hey, I'll pay for Donnie's lab to fix my fuck up or something. Yeah, something. But it was just he denied everything and just he's a nutcase.
Scott, you bring up a really good point, and I think a lot of people need to hear that again. Is that if you mess up and you just tell somebody, hey man, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Let me send you your money back. Most people are going to be cool about it. Like they understand. Everybody makes a mistake. Yep. There's too many times out there where somebody will just keep lying upon lying upon lying.
And the lie gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Or just won't even answer, which makes it even worse. So, it's not that big of a deal. Just say, hey, I'm sorry. I forgot about it. Or, hey, I did this, whatever. Just admitting to, hey, I fucked up. What can I do to fix it? And most people are going to be like, it's cool, man. Just go ahead and send me back my money or You won't.
A lot of times people will just be like, no, it's all right. It's not that big of a deal.
Exactly. That's a good point. So
yeah.
And it just it builds its integrity. It's it leaves room for someone to still respect you.
Yes.
Just
because I mean, honestly, we all fuck up. Like if anybody out there says they don't mess up, then they're full of shit. Like,
hey, speak for yourself. No,
we all have
I've
days
seen you make mistakes, Dino.
I know.
We all have days we don't make it to the fucking mailbox when we're supposed to ship eBay books.
Yeah.
Yep. I had one the other day. I put all the shit in the mail, and the sub didn't pick them up. I'm like, what the fuck? I emailed those people and said, dude, the mail lady didn't pick them up. I'm sending it out today. Sorry. I'll give you, X if you need it.
Yeah, exactly. Just and sometimes you have to eat the cost. And just man up.
Honestly, that's the cost. If you want to do business, that's the cost of doing businesses. There are times where you have to bend over and take it up the ass.
Yeah. And it
sucks. But
I don't even have the whole. That's the other thing. If someone blocks you on Instagram, your conversation disappears after a while too. But even without the whole conversation, I have over 130 screenshots of just over time because it's been months of me like sending these to Donnie's lab. Like, this guy's crazy. Like, hopefully I get my stuff back. Yada yada. But man, I guess he sells at like Texas toy shows too. But just piece of work.
Am I the only one not on Instagram? Like, if Paul's on Instagram successfully,
I'm only on there because I wanted to follow Koi.
I'm barely on there.
Yeah, I mean, I just lurk. I don't post.
I lurk too.
I should have one of you guys.
I love Koi. Koi cracks me up. Tagged by my homie.
I should have one of you guys follow this guy and let me know what he's doing.
Koi's like Anthony Mackie in the Christmas movie. My social media game's on point.
I love it.
I've noticed lately that there's a lot of people out there that are just getting too big for their britches, like business wise. Like, there's a lot of those Facebook guys that are just making a ton of money selling books or getting artists to have private signings and whatnot. And there's been multiple situations where guys just have really gotten so big so fast that they're dealing with thousands and thousands of books and orders and this and that. And it's people are gonna get angry about not hearing back from somebody or a messed up order. But again, it's like beating a dead horse. Just letting somebody know instead of having somebody just wait. You know.
Well, the problem too is it's an expansion thing, right? You're expanding so far, and you don't want to hire anybody or take on any extra costs, which everybody understands, as a business model. But it's like, dude, you gotta do what you gotta do to make your business run.
I'm sorry, but when you have orders to be shipped, like you've been paid for those orders,
they gotta be good, dude.
You could hire hands for the day to help you pack that shit up and get it out.
I agree.
Yeah.
So many comic entities that have failed at that.
I mean, honestly, here's the thing: is I think if they came out and said, you know what, it's going to take us 3 weeks to get all these shipped out, I don't think you'd have a problem with it. But the problem is they're like, oh yeah, shipment will begin, the day it comes out. But it's like, dude, you're full of shit. You ship it on.
Well, I mean, the CBS to variant companies, they all have the same fucking problem. We didn't hire enough people to do the job.
How do you not know? Like you're ordering 3,000 copies. Like, of course you're gonna need fucking help.
Yeah, and it's like how much it takes. Like if you got a bag and board stuff or something, it's like it's not your first rodeo either.
I mean, my shipping method is pretty fast, and I got it down to like 2 minutes a book.
Wow.
So, and if it was the opposite, if the buyer or us were the ones that were fucking up or that person's gonna flip out.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it like if you were in that. If the situation was switched, and so many of those guys would flip out if you didn't get in their money on time or whatnot. But when they pull off that stuff, it kind of gets annoying, and I've noticed that a lot lately with a lot of people just getting too big for their britches.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it's the fact that I've downed a bottle of wine in 22 minutes here.
Hey, there you go, buddy.
But I'm gonna give retro props to an early variant guy. If we all recall the Boba Fett incident of the what is it, Christopher Thomas or whatever the fuck his name is? Like, he had himself and like his mom and his sister do it, and they just got blown the fuck away. But they all got those books out in about a week and a half.
Yeah, they're pretty fast.
Which was relatively respectable for as much work as they did. I mean, there's big people that have done 25 variants that can't do it that fast.
And they were shipped well, and most of them were in really good condition.
They were beautiful.
And they even sent out email, hey, we fucked up. We didn't think we'd sell out. Sorry.
Yeah. And nobody cared.
We were all cool.
Nobody cared.
Was that the John Tyler Christopher one?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, I don't know why, it just came in my head. I'm like, they did a good job of saying we fucked up.
I mean, here's the thing.
My mom, my brother, my sister
they also
shipping
started this
fucking
whole
books.
craze.
When you fuck up, you got to realize eventually it's going to come out. If you get out and ahead of it, nothing bad is going to happen.
And I mean, sure they got some complaints, but nobody said shit. Everybody got their books, and we're all happy.
And a week and a half's not bad, considering it takes Campbell fucking 4 months, or not 4 months, like 4 weeks to send out his.
Oh, and these are all people. These are all people that like should have infrastructure by now.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like it's from a business perspective, it's kind of ridiculous. I just don't think. Here's the thing: is honestly, one, people are still buying them. Two, they're making a ton of money, and they're still like with this crappy shipping speed and all that. People just don't care. They're still buying it. Like until people stop buying them, I don't see. I mean, I don't know.
Shit, I think Regan here could get out 1,000 books in 3 days if we needed him to.
I could easily.
Paul could.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the thing. You know what? I wouldn't fuck up and put myself in that position.
You would buy your supplies. You would fucking have it ready.
Mm-hmm. And if I needed to,
you would be pissed for 3 daes, but you'd make it happen.
But if anybody wants to buy 1,000 of our books, be happy. I'm more than willing to do that.
Get them shipped out by tomorrow.
Just not slabs, because Dino ships the slabs.
All right.
Yeah, I think we have like 150 slabs. Or somebody buy them all.
Dude, all day, dude. All day.
Dino take a sick day and make shit happen.
Sick day, fuck that. I'll use the guys at work. I'm like, bro, here's an assembly line, bro.
And Dino, you know those Bedrock books we got?
Yeah.
They're all right, but I mean, literally came in with the cut up cardboard. Like this is like Bedrock City Comics. Like this is pretty decent size. Literally came in like cut up diamond box. The comics weren't taped to the boards. It was wrapped in one of those bags. So I don't think it was moving around much, but still, I mean, they could have moved around.
What
And then that was
what do we even buy? I don't even remember.
2 Deadly Class books.
Oh yeah.
But
I tell you what, Mile High continues to amaze me how fucking backwards ass they are.
My comic shop fucked me on those on an Action Comics 1000, dude. It didn't close the bag and things just flopped around. I'm like,
I'm willing to give them a pass because they are like 99.9, man. Who's ever complained about
that?
That
Might have been a new guy.
yeah. I mean, I'm not really that buttered over it, but still.
But like Mile High still uses like a fucking 1982 printer, dot matrix printer on their fucking orders, and they ship it to you in like a used fucking comic divider.
I don't understand why you're using used like as a like for F5 we use all new supplies. Like
Right.
if you're running I could see if you're just selling books as a side thing for yourself, but if you're doing a business, you got to look professional. Your shit's got to. I just think it's completely unprofessional to use cut up shit.
Well, you can tell from our feedback, dude. It's like we know what we're doing. Like I had a guy email me about trying to get something next day, or like how do we
just
ship
wanted
books
it fast.
Yeah, and then we had a guy talk about if you don't ship right, I'm gonna give you negative feedback. I'm like, bro, I got 1,000 feedback, man. Like
it's all positive.
We know how to ship, man.
Speaking of that, I actually had a similar experience where I bought something from Focus Attack. They're the ones who send out all the Udon books. So basically all the Mega Man stuff, all the Street Fighter stuff. I ordered, I think like 12 books for them. And they came back. I could hear them sliding around in the box.
Oh, I hate that.
So I open it up and like, yeah, they're just loose sitting in the bottom of the box with a wad of paper sitting on top of it, you know. And every corner was just beat.
Yeah, they just
so it was like, God damn it. This was like a $200, like, yeah, $180, like $200 order.
Wait, are that many Mega Man books?
I got a bunch. Well, I was hoping to get like a really high, I wanted that 2 variant, and I really wanted a high condition, but every single one has that. It's such a thick book that even when, even the copies that they resent, they were still busted in the, you know, like how those thick books get those splits a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just wait to read. Let somebody else fucking find out that all of them are that way.
But here was the thing. So I told them, like, hey, you know, it got shipped really badly. They're like, yeah, you know, we just switched warehouses. We're aware that there's some shipping issues. They just sent me my entire order out again and said, don't send it back. Just so, you know, like some of the books are still good in the order that I got. So basically I got another just $200 order.
And you won't hesitate to order from them again.
No, because of that. I'm like, okay. That was awesome.
Yeah, you know, we fucked up. We know. We're aware of it. We're fixing the situation. Here, we're gonna fix your books, and you'll never be mad at a company that does.
I thought Oni did very well with what I've bought from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those guys know how to ship because I buy from them a lot, and they will take.
That's one of the few things I've reused. Like they ship it so I'm like, I'm gonna reuse your shit.
They put them in like packs of like 5. And they do the whole face to, you know, they stagger them so that they're all flat, and they put them in 5 into a manila, like one of those manila padded envelopes. And so if you order like 20 books, you have like basically 4 packs in one box, and then those envelopes are then like surrounded by paper, and yeah, they ship perfect. Feel safe ordering from Oni for sure.
Get your shipping straight.
Yep. Yeah, I had a bit of buyer's remorse with the the udon stuff. I was hoping to return it, and they're like, "No, we'll just send it out again." I was like, "Oh, okay."
How much did you spend on fucking Mega Man?
Well, they had this limited variant on there too. So I bought a bunch of Street Fighter books. I bought 5 of the Mega Man 2 homage variants. And so those were, I think, 15 each or 20 each.
It's funny because I'm looking at them right now and exactly what you're saying, where you're like going through everything. Now I'm looking at everything.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of good stuff. A lot of the good like Street Fighter books that sell for like $50, they have them on there for like $10. So I was ordering stuff and stuff that's not even on eBay anymore because they've just disappeared. And the Focus Attack site has a lot of them. So I was like, I'll take this and this and this. And there was a Street Fighter Gen 13 homage cover that I liked, so I got that. I got some of the other.
It is interesting how some of the really limited shit disappears.
Oh, absolutely.
Our buddy Indigo sent some shit to me that like I had paid him for like 6 months ago, but we've been dicking around about sending some shit back and forth, and I'm like, I don't even remember what this was, and I go to look on eBay just to remember what the fuck it was. I'm like, oh, there are none because I don't even remember what it was. It just if it's 200-300 limited, that shit goes away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was even chatting with like the Focus Attack people. I was like, "Oh, what's your lowest print book that you have right now?" And they gave me like a list. They're like, "Oh, this is pretty low. We're almost sold out of this." And it's
Kind
hard
of cool
because
that you could find those books on that site.
yeah, I mean, I'm a big Street Fighter fan, so a lot of this stuff too is like kind of no brainers. Like I just like the covers.
Yeah.
Like they have all those I think it was like Street Fighter Shadaloo.
Yeah, that's
all
a cool
these
cover.
homage covers. They had basically there's the X-Men homage, and I like the Gen 13 one.
They have a Kingdom Come one.
Yep, there's a whole bunch. And then they have the biggest connecting set that I've ever seen. Or I think it's like 20 covers and you lay it out. It's like this whole street scene.
Holy crap!
Are you shitting me?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
It's yeah, you lay it all out together. It's basically like all these fights that are happening in this big like Coliseum type street setting. I don't know what it is, but
Z.
Yeah, they got a lot of really cool homage covers on there, man.
yeah, they do, and they have it all. And
Yeah.
you like look at some of them on eBay, and they're gone. Like a lot of these are just not there.
Well, there's a couple Art Germ covers that are really cool too.
Yeah, there was the Darkstalkers 2, I think.
Yeah, and then the swimsuit issue.
Yeah,
with Chun-Li.
and the Vampirilla homage one, which I like a lot
Yeah, Morgan. Yeah, that's a very cool one. Giving away free cornbread.
too. Yeah, it's a good site. And yeah, the Street Fighter versus the one they were talking about earlier, the Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers, it's like $40, which is $10 less than eBay. So
It's Oni Press website or
no, it's focusattack.com.
Oh.
They're the ones that sell all the Udon books.
Which Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers? Which was that one you were talking about?
Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers issue number 1, Art Germ 1 in 20. If you're looking at the comics, it's on page 2 of their site. It's right next to issue 2.
He knows exactly where everything is.
Well, I'm staring at it. I'm staring at it right now.
Oh.
where is it under category? What am I looking for?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, let's see where you go. I just click on anything that I see a comic book of, and it takes you to like. If you go to Udon Entertainment under category, and then by type, you go comic.
Knowing me, I'm on the wrong site.
It's the 1 in 20. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the 2 chicks on it.
Yep.
That's a cool cover.
And there's some cami covers on the first page, the Shadowly ones. There's like the red and blue. Those are not on eBay at all. Yeah. Half these covers are just gone from eBay for some reason. A lot of people don't know about this site, so obviously people do now. But
yes, sir.
I mean,
All 12 of us.
12 of us. Yeah.
right.
For you 3 listeners, man, you are rocking it.
I only see 3 covers on there. What am I doing?
Well, another one like that is, that Flashpoint #1 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Who did that? Graffiti Art. If you go to that Graffiti Art, you can pick up that book.
Oh, that one's been selling for years and years. I'm surprised. I don't know how that book hasn't sold out because
Yeah.
that book has been, and they have it at every show.
Yeah,
I've been-
just stacks of them.
I'm like, I've for that reason, I've stayed away from them just because I can't not see them.
Which one's the art germ?
If you go to page 2,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's the book though?
Darkstalkers versus Street Fighter. So it'll be under Udon, Street Fighter versus Darkstalker. So look under you.
Oh, Udon. There it is. Udon.
For some reason, they're all Udon. Because obviously this company sells, like, if you see, they sell a lot of gaming stuff.
Scott, send a link to the chat because I'm lost.
Sure, here you
Dark.
I'm afraid to ask where frickin' Paul is.
go.
Fuckattack.com, right?
Yes, Paul.
It's just a girl. Just get him.
Do you remember a few weeks ago when you said you wanted to just manage Paul? This is what
Yeah.
you're gonna deal with.
Where'd that octopus come from?
It doesn't pay enough. Does not pay enough.
Oh, I like that Muhammad Ali homage.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, that's a really good one too.
So how many of the 1 in 20 Mega Man 2s do you have, Matt?
Well, I ordered 5 and they resent 5, so I have 10.
All right.
Did they
And
send-
I was happy with none of them. I was because I just sent in 25 books to get graded, and I was really hoping to send one of those in just because I wanted one graded, and none of them were even close to a 9.6.
You know, I've never sent in more than like 8 at once.
Oh yeah, you need to find out what's the limit at Baltimore. 50?
Yeah,
you
that was
cannot do it.
50 was the limit. Yeah.
So it was like I was talking to Sean, and Sean said it's basically 25 to a box. And I was actually going to send in the what was the title you were talking about earlier? The Skybound book.
Oblivion.
Oblivion, thank you. I have the advanced edition, and they actually grade that. But they said, hey, keep in mind that takes up a space of about 3 books. It's like 2.5 slab size.
That's because that was like the trade paperback one, right?
Yep. Yeah. So I didn't want to give up 2 spots to that book right now, especially since it's it's doing okay, but
Wait, it takes up 2 spots. How?
It's thicker.
the slab is so thick that it
Yeah.
takes up about 2.5 slabs if you put them all together. That's how big the trade
Well, I think
paperback
the
slab
new
is.
the new slab versus the old CG slab
Mhm.
is already thicker because
It is.
Right.
because I've got one of the that ASM 300 Italian is a thick motherfucker.
It weighs about a pound.
So it's in that thick slab, but the thick slab versus the normal slab now is nowhere near the difference that like the old slab was tiny.
You graded the Italian Loesch?
No, not the Loesch, ASM 300.
Oh yeah.
Did you get a grade back yet?
No, I got fucked on it. I'm so pissed.
What
get?
happened?
I got a 9, and it is the prettiest fucking 9. It's so
It was.
annoying.
Was
Yeah,
it
I
high?
bet it had fingerprints.
No, it's got a like an indent. And Trey said you can't put heat on that damn thing or it'll like be a
Too
problem.
glossy.
Yeah. And I thought, man, even the fucking damn CBCS grader who spent all day at our booth because he didn't have any books to collect was like, man, I think you got it, and it didn't go.
What's the highest grade there?
There are now 3 9.0s, and the Zurcher brothers have 2 of them.
Yeah, well, the corner in the market. I like it.
Pump and dump.
An 8 or an 8.5 just sold for $350 though.
No, that's good.
It's not bad.
That 7.0 Plastic Man, dude. Should we talk about that?
Oh damn, that thing hurt. I thought I was gonna nab that one.
Yeah,
I thought Dino was pie in the sky pricing.
I was. I was like, I'm like, we're Tony. We need to up my price here, Chief.
The thing is, like the 5.0 went, but I think the 7.0 you just approach rare.
It is rare. It's hard to find, dude.
I think you got a little hose on your grade. This is a pretty book.
Well, we won't talk about that.
It happens, man. Golden Age is tough. Golden Age is fucking tough.
I pressed it too, man. Well, the master pressed it, so.
Matt, that link is broken.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I'm gonna copy it
Your
over.
link's broken, Paul.
I may have to buy
Your
Matt's
face is broken.
Oh,
Mr. Devo, I may have to buy your worst copy of that Mega Man 2 just for shits and giggles.
I mean, it's a great cover. And actually, I sent them like an angry email too, because I was like, some of those Udon books are the rare variant is on the back cover. and so the front cover is like the normal cover still. And so I was really pissed off about it because one of the books I ordered had that. It was
So it's
like
kind of like the Elephant Man, huh?
Yes, exactly. So I was like, oh, fuck, these Mega Mans are like on the back. I don't want them. I want it on the front. So I actually pull it out after this angry email I get home that night. And it's actually on both sides. The stack cover is on the front and the back.
Huh.
And so the front has the barcode on it, but the back doesn't. So technically the main cover is on the back, but it's still the same image on the front. I've never seen a book.
They're going to fuck it up at CGC.
I've never seen a book do that before.
Coming backwards. Yep.
Well, wouldn't that be fine though? Wouldn't you want it to come actually?
So Matt, jumping back to a previous discussion, you need to get the original art for the homage cover to this book.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I should hunt that down.
Isn't there a book that just came out recently that did the same type of NES cartridge variant? It's like it's
the Incredible Hulk 181, right?
No,
We're not giving that any press.
God, what was that? It's like another old either manga character or a video game character, and the cover's mostly black. It's gonna drive me crazy. I figured you guys would know it.
Brian, you if you haven't learned by now that you're about the only one that knows shit, you should just fucking hang up.
Wasn't there a Deadpool something or? I don't know.
I just put the link in it's called the Ultra Jam set. And it's 15 connecting covers that make up this one whole.
Oh wow.
How much is it?
Well, every cover, I think each book is like $4. It's actually not too bad.
That's not terrible.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's massive.
All right, I found it. It's I actually saw it in one of the articles. It's that Cosmo, the Great Space Race. And Gary Nusser did a article on Comic Perspective.
I was literally searching for that book 10 minutes ago because I was looking at that same thing. I was like, I want it. I need it right now. And I'm hunting for it. I can't find it.
Well, if you find one, man, grab an extra one. I'll pay you for it.
Did it already come out?
I don't know. Some of these have already come out.
Look like it.
I mean, but that's a great article. I mean, geez, we probably had to talk about that because the articles on the homepage or the Comic Book Invest lately, you guys have been really killing it.
Oh, so it comes out this weekend, 5/23.
Perfect.
Which article did he put on there?
It's the Comic Perspective version 1.6. Gary.
Yeah.
No, any Nintendo homage like that, I'm buying it.
I'm with you.
Did you ever find those towels? I looked at those towels. They're still expensive. Those San Jose Shark towels.
No, I mean, because I'm not like a San Jose fan, so I didn't really like hunt it down too much.
They're expensive. They're still at like $80, dude.
Weight it down.
Yeah, one day. And then they'll be used. They'll be like, "This is my old gym towel."
I washed my dick with it, man.
Yeah, Matt. If you do find any of those, shoot me a message where you find them because that is a sweet cover. It's so simple, but anything that harkens back to that era, man, just it pulls me right in.
Well, I shouldn't say this online out loud, but Archie Comics does have sell a lot of their books on their own store, so the likelihood that it's there is probably high right now. So I'm going there.
Fucking Archie books have been on fire.
Yeah, those Betty and Veronica variants. Holy crap!
I'm even talking old shit's on fire.
I saw Archie Madhouse 22 at Motor City Comic Con. It was like a 5.0.
Not as nice as the one I got.
Well, no, it was popping, dude. It looked really good, man. But he wanted way too much money. I'm like, yeah.
Which one is that?
Madhouse 22 is for Sabrina.
Okay.
But I mean, a lot of the Archie early ones with like the sweater puppies have been popping.
I saw one the other day that I guess they're doing that Vampironica or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the maybe it was on one of the articles on the site.
Matt,
They
check
were-
the.
That was a top 10.
Yeah.
just
Okay.
there, Paul.
I love stuff like that. I love finding books, books that
Oh,
are that
sweet.
type of deal where, usually it's not a big deal, but you can go find it in back bins if you're lucky. But even that type of book, probably going to be a hard one to find.
Is there anything else on there we should grab?
Yeah, right.
The cover B is badass, though.
The price is awesome.
Yeah.
The picture. Hold on, maybe I messed this up.
Quantity 100.
I'll tell you what. You see this book, The Black Hood? That's a good book. I like that one.
How many are you getting, Matt?
I think maybe 6.
All right, boys. I'm gonna end it because
Yeah.
we're like buying shit right now.
We're
gonna talk
buying
about-
Archie comics.
We're gonna do this on the after hours, even though the public won't be allowed to do it. All right, boys. 2 weeks, so probably
All right.
first week of June. So
And for anybody that's going to be going out here in the Phoenix area, it's going to be going to the con. Hit me up on G Plus, and hopefully we can kick it.
Was that a good con?
This one's going to be a really good con. It's jammed with major creators, actors. I mean, it's one of the. I think Ace came along in the winter, and Ace kind of upped everybody's ante with the people they brought in. So this is really, really good. It's one of the best in a long time.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Happy hunting.
okay, all right, boys.
Alrighty.